And hello, everybody. This is James or JC. This is a very special episode of Show Us Your Crits where we're going to be doing Top Secret New World Order. And I'm actually here in my space as James Carpio, the administrator for this game, and also as the designer of the Lucky 13 system that runs Top Secret New World Order. But we have some great guests today, and we have a really awesome short little scenario to go with. So without further ado, I'm going to go around and have everyone introduce themselves, and I guess we'll just go in order. So Dave, go ahead and tell us a little about yourself and your character.
Very good. I'm Dave Robinson, voice actor, podcaster, keeper of the buttery man voice, TM, Pat Pending, and general story aficionado and story dilettante. Today I'll be playing Kazmir Kaz Mishkin, who is started off his how much to tell in a nice compact summary thing. Everybody knows summary is not my strong suit, but I'll do my absolute best. His father was an art filmmaker in LA during the 80s, a descendant of Russian immigrants, but loved America, hated Russia, and grew up in the art film scene in LA. So that's where Kaz grew up, meeting all manner of grifters and dubious types, teaching him sleight of hand gizmos, as well as a keen insight into the human psyche. When Uncle Vanya came to visit, Uncle Vanya was from the original family that came over. They lived in Chicago. He introduced Kaz to the much larger world of his heritage, and Uncle Vanya was a CIA analyst, so gave him his first taste of that. In high school, the Russian wall, the Soviet Union had just fallen down, so everybody was in love with all things Russian, and Kaz ate that up, changed his name to the full Russian thing, worked it, found out he had an aptitude for chemistry, was going to go become a pyrotechnics dude in Hollywood, but money was a problem, so hey, why not bilk the U.S. for some tuition, and joined ROTC, and found out he actually dug it. The discipline and the work ethic was actually to his liking. Went to school at Loyola University in Chicago, reconnected with his family, did some street magician work to supplement his income, and became an assistant professor in chemistry and became a full professor eventually. When the internet came out, he was all over that, and dug into that as well, and continued to do some pyrotechnics work for the local theaters. But things were unfulfilling. So during what's the name of the Russian holiday? Maslenitsa, which is the spring holiday in Russia. He was with his family there in Chicago, and Uncle Vanya said, hey, you could do contracting for the military. And he said, yes, that would be great. So for the next 10 years, he was doing explosive disposal and chemistry consulting, chemical weapons consulting for the U.S. military for about 10 years. That was wrapping up. Somebody slipped him an icon card and said, you could do some good. And he said, yes, I can. And he answered the call. So that's Kaz. He's definitely a comms geek, hacker, sleight of hand, suave operator type of dude.
Awesome. Wow, that's a very robust background.
James, I warned you, I was bringing writers on.
All right. And next, Starla, why don't you tell us a little about yourself and your character?
I'm Starla Hutchton. I am an author and an audiobook narrator and a freelance graphic designer specializing in book covers. So my character here, Tomasina Tommy Pavlo. Her day job is actually, she was a ballet instructor. So imagine everyone's surprise when she got busted and sent to jail for being a cat burglar. Her name, actually her whole nighttime hobby actually stemmed from her childhood. Her father was a locksmith, and she was raised solely by him. She is a second generation Ukrainian, but wasn't like she's fluent in Russian, but is not like that wasn't like a huge part. She's very Americanized. But yeah, so her dad was a huge fan of Hudson Hawk, hence the name. And just because of how she was raised and, the profession her father was in, he wanted more for her than what he had, and encouraged her to do ballet and everything. But she's only 5'2", so she's not really built for like professional ballet companies. So she taught instead. But that small stature and, her physical training actually, plus, coupled with what she learned from her dad, just kind of made it a really good fit. And yeah, she stole something she probably shouldn't have. And as she was walking into her cell that first day, the guard slipped her a card. It's basically a get out of jail free card, and said, you don't have to stay here, and had a number on the back for Icon, and so she gave him a call, and here she is.
Out of jail and in service.
Yep.
Thank you, Starla. Let's go to Terry. A little bit about yourself and your character.
I am a science fiction author, and I'm a longtime role player, although it's been 15 plus years since I've gamed in person. I played Top Secret back in the early 80s.
SI.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
My character is Jack Silver, and his nickname is Grill because he says it had his front 2 teeth knocked out and has gold front teeth. So gold, silver doesn't mix, but who needs to make sense? As a writer, I'm a discovery writer, so I make up things as I go along. So I know that my character is an ex-Green Beret. He wasn't a frontline special forces operator, but he was right there behind them, supporting them. And he's really good with combat operations in the field. And when he got out of the service, he retired young because of a medical injury to his leg. It doesn't impede him in running or getting around. It took him a while to heal, but now he's back in shape. And when he got out of the service, he had the card. He called the number.
Awesome. Thank you. And last but not least, Peter.
Hey, so I'm the other TSR guy here. James and I work together on all of TSR's products. I had a podcast for a while, but I don't know how far that's going to go. I don't know if Mythwits is going to continue or not. But so I did some podcasting for a long time. But my main role is with TSR. My character today is Jimmy Jones. He is he used to work as a part of the pit crew for a race car driver, like a famous race car driver. And so he got, he spent time on the track running as well, because a lot of those guys, they also drive as well. A lot of them are aspiring race car drivers, but he could never get his stuff together to get his own car and sponsorship and all that stuff. Good driver, just couldn't keep his, couldn't get his finances and everything together. So when his race car job kind of ended, his driver retired, and he decided to go do something else. He worked as a security. He worked in a security service, so he got his combat driving license, and he learned how. He drives around rich guys, so rich people. When they need a driver to get them from some place to another, they have security guards, but they also have special drivers who, if something goes down, he can use a car like a weapon, and he can get them out of there. And then he also did some stunt driving for movies. So he's part mechanic, part driver. And in the circles that he traveled in, because it's a lot of like tough guys and stuff, he's learned how to fight and hold his own. So he can fix and break and drive anything.
Awesome, Peter. Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I'm going to go ahead and actually, I'll bring this up in a second. So all of you are part of a quick response team for ICON. You simply are sent to various places where insertion, a lot of exfiltration, a lot of infiltration is needed. All of your skills fit that profile, and you're called around. So you've pretty much been around the world. Currently, you are aboard the SSN Alexandria, a submarine, which is currently on patrol in the Black Sea. There's been a lot of heightened tensions between Western intelligence services, the CIA, the British MI6, the French DGSE, and they're having a lot of problems with the Russian SVR at the moment. So there's just a lot of small jabs, a lot of things going on in the background. And for the most part, you've been kind of sick of on being this submarine, but you've been here for at least about a month, just trying to be there in case the occasion called for your services. While ICON doesn't particularly affiliate itself with any particular known government or agency, they also do respond to various things going on in this basically time of turmoil. However, Kaz, you are actually very familiar with a commander that's aboard the ship, and as well as Jack, you as well. Commander Levi Jones. Levi has been with the military for some time. He has been actually offered a position with ICON on many occasions, but he's kind of likes where he is at the moment. However, he's kind of made this trip a lot more pleasant than it would have been being shuffled around a submarine for weeks underwater. However, at one point, you feel it's your lucky day, and it is. You're called into a briefing room.
Finally.
So, yeah. Especially just after eating like powdered eggs, powdered milk, and other things that are just fun in a submarine.
No.
Powdered bread. I don't think that's a thing, but if it could be.
All bread is powdered bread initially. So.
Very true. All right. So Levi calls you in. It's a very small conference room. He has a small viewer screen or monitor up on the wall. And he says, all right, look, this is the day. This is kind of the day we've figured that we would need you for, and it has come. So let me go ahead here and show you what's at stake and kind of let you know what's going on. So let me bring this up here. And I don't know if everyone can see that on the screen. All right. So on your monitor, this appears, the ICON logo. And let me just bring this up here. So he goes, well, first, let me introduce you to Charisse Tignet, also known as Agent Broadholly. Agent Broadholly has been doing some surveillance for us in the Russian town of Novorossiysk. Simply just kind of taking a look at some things going on. There is a syndicate that has been kind of putting their noses and their dollars into things they shouldn't. However, Agent Broadholly has disappeared. Now, we have managed to make a few contacts over there as well. And simply put, we found some hacked surveillance camera footage in Novorossiysk, where it shows an assassin by the name of Dmitry Shilikov. And this is the intelligence photo we have here of him. Him and three of his associates we saw grabbing Broadholly from the street in front of the travel office where she worked for her cover. Now, the one thing that we do have at least on land is ICON associate, or an asset, we should say. She's not officially part of us, but she helps us out. And this is Zoya Gavrinova. And she is going to be meeting with you once you arrive in Novorossiysk to help figure out what's going on with this situation. So let me bring us back here and do that and that. All right. So what we need you to do is get into Novorossiysk without being noticed, which is, you figure, well, we're in a submarine, but we can't torpedo tube you on land. That would be a little inhumane and not particularly useful or suitable.
Delpy.
It would be funny, though.
It would be funny. It's the comical world of ICON, where we put you in clown suits and shoot you out through torpedo tubes.
We'll give Kaz a rubber duck, and that's going to get him to shore.
I can do it.
But Levi says, what we've managed to do is get you a rib, a rigid inflatable boat. We're going to go ahead and briefly submerge. Not submerge, actually, come back up to the surface. That would also be a very difficult thing. We want you to get on this rib and shoot yourself up. No, we're going to go ahead and go to surface very briefly. We're going to put you on the rib, and you will need to make your way to basically make your way into the city. We need you to get ashore. We need you to meet up with our asset, and we need you to rescue our agent. And I'm sure there's a lot more pieces in between there that you will find on your own. But right now, those are the objectives. If possible, and this is not the primary mission at all, but if you are able to, we would like you to take out Shekelov, the assassin. It basically sends a message and shows that we're not willing to play this game with them. So, but that is a secondary. If you don't even have to deal with them, just may bring our agent back alive, if possible. They don't do usually too well for us in the other state. So, are you? Do you understand the mission? Do you understand what we need to do?
Commander, do we know, is Shikalov specifically associated with the syndicate that Broadholly was investigating?
Yes.
Okay.
He is actually one of their top assassins. So while it's an unfortunate thing, I mean, you could call it high profile that they would actually send someone who is that well skilled to take out or take one of our agents, possibly to torture and gain information from. And to be honest with you, we're not even sure if she's alive. If she is dead, at least no more information can come from it. But if she is alive, we need to pull her out.
Could also indicate that what she found was important enough that they send their best man to put a cap on it.
Absolutely. And we usually do contact at least 3 times a week through various channels, and unfortunately she was taken before we could get that last bit of information. So if there was anything of importance, she has it and we don't.
Commander, do we know if Silikov is working in a dual role here? Is he working for the government as well as this organization, or is he no longer officially an SVR agent?
That's actually a really good question. As far as we know, he could be doing this as not particularly on a double agent, but pretty much acting off the books for the syndicate. We have some feeling that the syndicate is an outshoot of the Russian government, but that's yet to be seen. And that's why we're investigating this going on, because the syndicate has pretty much taken the town over, is running most of the trade. Most of the people are being paid off the books to run cargo and other things out of this port town, port city. So that's so those are all valid concerns.
I assume we have full access to the equipment suite here on board the sub.
Yes, we have a very small R&D, but whatever you need to take beyond what you have on you. So you should have your Icon issued throat mic and comm unit, which will help you, keep a little bit under the secret. You should have your weapon, but we can issue you some assets if you need it. Is there anything besides the rib that you may feel you need, whether it be nylon rope, whether it be an additional weapon or two?
Surveillance gear, long range, bugs, and explosives, please.
Documentation would be nice.
Yeah, passports. Good point.
Mhm.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, papers, please.
All right. So this is how we usually do things at conventions: is you think in your head basically numbers between a D4 and a D12. So think about what you want to take with you and then how important that is to you. So for example, if the explosives aren't that important to you, we might all want to take that as a D4 asset. It can still do stuff, but it's not the greatest. However, if you really want those passports to work, you might want to take them at a D12. So that way, if you're questioned, they're going to be really good, almost near impossible to fall apart. Same with surveillance gear. So if you want to think about it in that term, what's of those things that you wanted, what would be the most important to you?
I think credentials D12 definitely.
All right.
Surveillance gear D10 and explosives a D6. I don't know what else anybody else wants.
And surveillance gear covers a whole bunch of stuff, everything from binoculars to bugs to things like that. So, and we'll just say that the D6 and the D4 will be floaters in case you need it. However, it won't be readily on you, but at least you might be able to get access to it. And those would be the two things. And you're also going to be meeting with an asset who could also help you. So once R&D has issued you everything that you have needed, you're also given wetsuits. The submarine, the Alexandria, does come up above the water. It is the middle of the night. The rib is basically inflated, placed in the water, and you are basically helped down into it. And with a simple good luck, and what our asset should be able to get you back to the Alexandria. They have their contacts there, but other than that, there's really no way of calling us particularly. So you're on your own.
I have a question for the other players. How good is your Russian? Who's going to be our spokesmodel?
I'm fluent, native, native. So yeah.
And I'm good, not as good as her, but just about.
I can speak some
I'm
Spanish.
a D8, so I think that's good.
Maybe
I can
passable. Speak some Spanish. I know Das Badania.
Yeah, it's a D12 for me. So
Vodka. Yes, it's my favorite Russian word.
All right. So you're lower down into it. The submarine kind of backs off to let you go. It does have a small powered engine that runs pretty quietly. Novorossiysk is about, I mean, you're still about a good possible 4 or 5 miles outside the coast. So you're going to need to maneuver the boat there, and then once you're there, figure out where along the coastline. And obviously, you can't really leave the boat on the shore because that would look kind of weird. So who wants to take the chance to pilot this off to the
Jimmy?
shore?
Jimmy?
Yes, I'm the driver. Yes, I will drive.
All right.
Drive casual.
I don't really do boats so much, but I can do it.
We all sink and die on the way in. Sorry, adventure over.
All right, so that's this, and what's my asset on this, James?
It's a D10.
D10. Oh, sweet.
They didn't give you the rubber duck.
Okay, so hold on.
Here's this inflatable Fisher-Price raft that
That was that mission in Fiji. I remember that mission. Yeah, I remember the Fisher-Price raft. Yeah.
Exactly 13, James.
Awesome. All right, so it's not a spectacular ride over the waves towards the shore, but
choppy.
Do you have to hit every wave, Jimmy? Every wave.
Hey, if I don't hit him, we're going down, right? I mean, it's either over or under. What am I going to say?
Better than that night over Mucho Grande.
So the way Novorossiysk is laid out is that the city it's a port town. The ships can go into it. However, there's some high cliffs as you have to kind of go around to the city, and then there's a lot of low beach. So where do you want to get on board?
Is there a bit of coastline that has some brush or a copse of trees or someplace we could drag the rib and cover it up?
There's kind of so where the kind of rocky overcliffs go, there is a small beach there, and there is a lot of just like large rocks, large boulders and things. Not a lot of foliage on the sand, but it's a little bit more secluded. And as you look up, you can definitely see that all that's up along the cliff are very expensive homes. So people don't probably, go down to the bottom. They probably just sit in their decks and look off into the... Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You tell me where to go. I'll park her where you want.
So one thing that I would have wanted to discuss as we were coming in is a potential cover story. Like, what are we doing here? And because that might help determine where we pull in to this location. Like, are we, I don't know, out for like, are we treasure hunters looking for like, shipwrecks? Or, I mean, we got the wetsuits, right? So
Right.
Do a quick Google search on Novorossiysk and see if there's any recent events going on that are interesting, holidays or festivals coming up, historical landmarks to visit. Are we tourists, journalists, whatever?
If we're coming in at night, could be we are amateur stargazers or something. If there's like a meteor shower or something going on, maybe.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, so you managed to reach the shoreline. Like I said, there's a lot of large rocks and boulders and things. And the beach, while kind of small, the rest of it's just rocky terrain, which you can easily go and conceal. So, are you going to throw rocks on it? You're going to bury it in the sand? How do you want it? I mean,
throw a tarp
deflates.
over it. Throw a tarp over it.
Okay.
If we get it close to the cliff and put a tarp over it, they're not going to be able to really see it from the top because they'd have to be standing on the cliff edge to look straight down. So the closer we can get it to the cliff, the less cover we really need to worry about, except for seeing it by the ocean.
All right. Awesome. So let's see. Who wants to take the job of actually kind of setting up that camouflage?
I will, even though I have absolutely no idea if I have the official skill. One would figure a Green Beret would know something about camouflage.
What about illusion, sleight of hand? Would that be an appropriate skill?
That would be.
Okay.
The man.
Let me roll that. Let me
All
roll
right.
that. I remember doing a bit where I made a whole Buick disappear on Michigan Avenue one time. This is awesome. You're gonna love
You
this.
just forgot where you parked.
So you're going to use your suave along with that.
Okay, suave D8, and then that's humint or
That will
tech.
You have infiltration as a specialty skill. I'm sorry, illusion, sleight of hand.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
so
that's
you're
So
humint.
you'll roll that die instead.
So you're going to roll that die instead.
Gotcha.
And the situation is kind of easy. You'd really have to look for it. So I'm going to say I'll give you a D8 for that third die.
I'll take it. All right. 30. No. Oh crap. 12. Oh well.
So
It's a fluorescent orange tarp. There's only so much I can do with this, guys.
As we all stand back and look,
So, do we have a backup plan for getting out?
That's as good as it's going to get.
it looks almost perfect, except for like you can see a little flap of the tarp come down. It's like when you're on look at a green screen and the light's a little wrong, so it's like, oh, I can see pixels there. Look at that.
And it just won't stay, right? Like the tarp is just a little too short or something.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
what could possibly go wrong?
Hey,
So-
we're in a port city. There's 100 boats over there. Jimmy can hotwire any one of them and get us the hell out of here.
I sure can. Hey, just real quick, James. Starla was asking about any kind of, and Dave was asking about any kind of like thing that's going on that would give us a cover story. Like, is there any like reason we're here? Is there anything going on in this area that I don't know tourists would come for, or scientists, or
Merchants,
Some kind of
somebody that's bringing
convention?
in goods of some kind.
Yeah.
It's a port city.
So I'll be creative and say that there is a fishing festival going on. And actually, as you're kind of coming off the beach after doing the great job of hiding your rib, you could see vans and cars pulling up off to this like huge parking lot that sits along this part of the beach, and you see a bunch of like people from all over just dressed in their fisherman gear, their slickers, and their big fisherman hats, because that's the only stereotype I can think of. And their fishing poles, and so either they're going to a Sizzler shrimp eat out or they're going fishing. So one of the
I'm
two.
hungry. That's not fair.
What time is it right now?
It's probably about 5:30 in the morning as you finally reach shore.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. So it is crowded, but you do know because it is the Novorossiysk Fish Festival, and everyone's going out to try to figure it out.
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean, you can mingle amongst the crowd. What do you I guess you're wearing your wetsuits. Did you stash those, or are you just walking around in the wetsuits?
Did
Yeah,
we
I would
bring,
have stashed it.
yeah, we would have had clothes, right? We would have brought clothes with us, like
Yeah.
in a dry bag or something, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So,
Yeah, we'll stash the wetsuits with the rib.
Okay, got it. All right. So, did you? I'm just kind of curious as what sort of outfits we'd have chosen. Something.
I'd have went with something relatively drab and normal looking, dark colors, browns or blacks, just something that doesn't stand out.
right.
Something that looks work worn. I'm not looking to be the guy they remember.
Yeah, I'm wearing like khakis and a polo and like a pair of tennis shoes, maybe, or a pair of boots. No, boots.
Hawaiian shirt. No.
Burgundy turtleneck. Thank you very much.
With an ascot.
Thomasina, what do you? How are you dressed?
Probably something fairly tight fitting, but not constrictive, for full range of motion.
Okay.
So yeah, so probably like some leggings, maybe like a baggy top over like a, I don't know, what time of year is it? Is this like summer, winter?
Let's just say it's going towards the fall, so it's still pretty hot.
Okay. So yeah, and then probably like a tank top underneath. So like the one layer could be discarded pretty quickly. So
All right. So as soon as you come up, someone there's a couple of people that are kind of standing along the divider wall to the beach. Someone will call out to you in Russian. So does anyone speak Russian? Okay. So yeah, one of them just goes, "Wow, you're out there early and you don't even have your gear. Are you doing something that we should know?"
let's see. I would call back. We were scouting for a good location for, I guess, for a client.
Oh, interesting. Well, well, I guess scouting out, that's something that we should have thought about. He yells back to you in Russian, and he kind of nudges his couple of fishing buddies, and they're like, he's just like, all right, well, we're gonna do the same. Why didn't we think of that? And they're running out now to the beach. They carry in their like tackle boxes and other fishing accoutrement.
Well, it's important to find the right spot, you know.
So you can come up you come to the parking lot level. There's tons of cars. There's people who are just now kind of walking along to the beach and looking out off to the water, carrying all their gear. You know that you are probably about 1.5 miles away from the city. So do you plan to walk there? How do you want to get there?
Is there public transport? Any tour buses or other transport into the town proper? Shuttle buses?
At 5:30 in the morning, good luck with that.
Hey, it's fishing festival, man. We got to get in there and out fast. I don't know.
There are tour buses that are there that are letting people off. People from all around will come, but it's not something that looks like it's a two-way shuttle. Like they're parked in that position of the parking lot, like they're going to stay there all day and do that sort of thing. There's tons of cars and trucks and vans and things.
As someone that lived in, I actually lived in Moscow, Russia for 6 months back in 99 and 2000.
Wow.
You can they have these. They have folks that will drive you anywhere. You can stop and offer money to people, and they will be unofficial cabs and take you there. So we just need to find somebody that looks like they would like some rubles, and we can probably pay them.
Or instead of bringing in a stranger, maybe look for like, I don't know, a bike rental place, or maybe like
Scooters.
little motorcycles. Yeah, the scooters.
All right. So Thomasina, it looks like you're the only one who speaks the language at this.
No, I speak the language. I just don't speak
I'm just fluent.
She's the one that's fluent. We're less so.
Okay. So yeah, I mean there's tons of people staying around. They're setting up like little they're setting up tents for like food to be cooked and various. It's almost like a little fair in one area. They've got vendors and they're all being set up at this point. No one's out like cooking this early in the morning, but there's that group of people over there, and there's a lot of wandering. So where do you want to head amongst all this chaos?
Do do we want to look for someone to drive us around, or do we want to try to go it on our own?
Let's get some
Guys,
local
find a
help.
rental place,
Let's
like
get some local help.
Hey, do you
local
want me
help.
to you want me to get a car?
No,
Oh, all right. Well, you
no.
know,
Later.
I can get a car.
I'm sure we'll have that opportunity, Jimmy. But for now, let's just hire a local, and maybe we can pump him for information about the lay of the land.
All right.
So maybe the parking area where a lot of the cars are, if there's somebody like standing next to their car, just kind of, idly taking it all in, we can approach them and offer them some rubles for a ride into town.
Maybe somebody's got a bored teenager with them.
There you go.
So as you're looking around, everyone's kind of walked away from their vehicles. There's really, because they're spreading out. They're fishermen, but you do see someone, looks like a teenager of some sort, who doesn't quite look like a fisherman, who is actually standing next to a very beautiful, tricked out American car. And I want everyone to go ahead, and we're gonna make I'll make a roll here, to do we're going to do basically a perception kind of surveillance-y sort of thing. And that would actually, the formula for that is actually on your character sheet.
Get out.
Yeah. Yep. Signet. And I will say the precision die is a D6.
Okay. Uh, 12.
All right.
Ooh, there we go. 15.
It's only 11 for me.
All right. So those of you who got so everyone sees the teenager leaning next to the car, but those who've got over 13 or better, notice that he's picking the lock of the car.
He's my hero.
Somebody should point that out to me. I can
Tommy,
strike
look
up a
at that guy over
conversation with
there.
that.
Look at that guy.
Tommy, look.
What?
It doesn't look like a key.
Oh no, man, that kid's picking that lock.
Oh, I got this.
Go for it.
Well, let's hope. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to try to sneak up on him quietly, just to kind of position myself so that I'm leaning back against maybe the car behind him, and just kind of be looking over his shoulders, like, what you doing there? What kind of equipment you're rocking? And I'll do it in Russian. So
I hope he brought his brown pants.
I'm gonna slide around into a place where if the guy gets violent, I can interact before he can get to her.
Do me a favor. I'm going to have you do a suave plus human, and I'm going to give you a D8 as that asset die.
let's see. And a D8, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
I just want to see if you
my lowest thing. So
Okay.
okay. Let's see. That's exactly 13.
Awesome. So yeah, you don't startle him, but he kind of jerks back. Oh wow, he basically drops the Slim Jim that he has, and looks over at you and kind of gives this sheepish smile, and he's like, oh, so my friend had left his keys in the car, and I needed to get the keys out because he's fishing, and he's got the fish hook thing on his keychain that he needs, and I am a good friend of him. We are best friends. Me and Joey. Yes, me and Joey, best friends, and I need the key thing in the car.
So I'm going to pick up the piece of equipment he's dropped and kind of examine it. It's like, there's better ways to do this, right?
I tell you what, if you help with better way, we will split 70-30 when I bring it to Chop Chop.
I'll tell you what, I've got a better deal for you.
Oh, what's that? He grabs he's kind of doing his hair with his comb.
So my friends and I are actually looking for someone to maybe drive us around for for what, like the next day maybe. And if you help us out, we're willing to just kind of let you go on your way with whatever you want to do with this car. No questions asked.
He just kind of looks like overwhelmed. He's like, deal. So he looks, because you took his Slim Jim, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'm not like trying to keep it or anything.
Oh.
Like I give it back to him, but
All right.
Show him how it's done, Tommy.
Don't fail the roll. Don't fail the roll.
All right. I'll show you how to do
yeah,
it.
man, I'll pick the lock for him. I could try it.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead,
All
Tommy.
right. So that's a I have D10
let's-
for lock picking. What do I?
Oh, nice. All right. So that you're going to take that D10.
Mhm.
Let's just, so I have a feeling you're trying to do this boldly, just to kind of like, look, I can do this. So we're going to use nerve as
Yeah,
your
just kind of
attribute.
like make it look easy. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to use nerve, your D10, and we'll give a D6 to the Slim Jim. It's nothing fancy.
And that is a 16.
Oh wow, yeah, pop. You just you could twirl the thing in your fingers if you want afterwards. But
blow the smoke off of it.
he immediately goes in. You hear him you hear some cut, and there's that and the car starts. And he'll like reach over and open the doors for everybody, and yeah, no one even questions as you guys zoom off out of the parking lot in this acquired vehicle.
Nice.
And he's my name is Vladimir. I am, I guess, a local in this area. Do you new here?
Just in town to see some sights.
Just
Do
real
some
quick,
business.
everybody's speaking Russian, right?
Huh?
Everybody's speaking Russian?
He's speaking Russian.
Okay, all right,
he doesn't break down into.
So I'm just kind of like, it's fine. It's fine.
So where can I take you first?
Where's our JC? Where's our contact with Zoya?
You know that you were supposed to meet at a small cafe around 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Once you got to the town, so
We would have done a little pre work on the terrain
Yeah.
and so on. So have him drop us off like a block away.
Okay.
If we're going to try to contact him for a ride later, we're going to need a contact number.
Yeah, you got a cell.
He reaches into his leather jacket and he pulls out 3 different cell phones. He starts testing them out. And he goes, this one's good. And it gives you the number.
Hey, I say in English to these guys, I'm like, hey, tell me better not double cross us and point to me. I'm gonna act tough.
You're the tough guy. I see.
I'm gonna be tough.
Got it. What's his name? Yuri? What was it?
Vladimir.
Vladimir. Vlad, and I'll point to Jimmy. My friend here is admiring your taste in cars. He really likes this car.
And he has a little bit of gas, so we'll probably have to pick up something for him.
He just kind of nods his head.
All right, so James, oh my God. So I don't know what they're saying. So I was trying to intimidate the guy to make him so he wouldn't double cross us. So I'd like to make my intimidation roll, please.
Yeah, he's going to really look like he's got some gas going on now.
All right.
So the decision I definitely on that is a D4.
D4, right? Perfect.
Since
Is
you
it gonna be
don't,
nerve?
it's going to be, suave or nerve. Are you trying to be intimidating or are you trying to sweet talk?
I'm trying to be intimidating.
All right, so that's nerve.
Okay.
And then what, I guess, humid?
I have intimidation as a specialty.
Intimidation. I am going to lower your nerve by 1 die just because you don't particularly know the language.
That's fine.
Because you might
All right.
say something like, I'm going to step on your duck. And it's just
All right, here we go. Oh boy. That's a 10.
yeah. So yeah, I'll step on your duck is probably about what you say to him.
I put my arm around Jimmy's shoulders and goes, he's really got bad gas. Can you recommend some place we could get some Tylenol, something? He's not feeling so great.
He says there's a pharmacy down actually right down the street.
Awesome.
And I'm pointing at Terry because I don't know what he's saying. I'm pointing at him like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He turns to Tom and he goes, I don't have a duck.
Just ignore him. Maybe just stay close and yeah, if I don't know, keep your eyes open.
Absolutely. But he does put he takes you into the neighborhood. It's the Novorosk International Tea company. That's what the little cafe is called. And it just apparently they claim they have teas from all over, Eastern Europe and Western Europe and everything. But there is he does point, since you're in that neighborhood, he does point out a pharmacy if anyone actually does need a pharmacy.
And Jimmy, he's crapping his pants, man. You did good.
Oh, thank you, man. Thanks.
And he will park at where you instruct him to park, and he goes, I can stay here if you want. I still need to take off license plate and put another one on, and
That sounds good.
Okay.
Go about your business. Is there anything special about this neighborhood we need to know? Maybe if there's, and we don't want to step on any toes while we're here, if you know what I mean.
Oh no, this is actually touristy neighborhood. Who spends that many rubles for tea is beyond me.
Right.
Is there a good spot to get something to eat?
Oh, at the tea place. Oh no, you didn't tell him where you're going. He goes,
we didn't tell him where we're going.
Yeah, no, he goes, well, there's a cafe that has all kinds of teas and foods and little small things baked into pastries that have cream in them that taste wonderful. And there's a hamburger place right over there, McDonald's, I think.
Cool.
Yep. And
thanks, Vlad.
And you think Vlad must have like a leather jacket of holding, because he just kind of seems to amazingly pull out cell phones. Now he has a license plate that he pulls out. Entire toolkit,
It's a baggy
Yeah.
coat. Yes, got it. All right, we will thank Vlad for his service. We got his number in our phone. We'll call him when we need him.
Yep.
And as we go out, I'm going to grab a snapshot of the old license plate, the original license plate, just so we got a picture of that and to examine later. See whose car we just pinched.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad.
Yeah, we'll look into that later.
It's gonna be some ambassador or something, It's like
no, it's gonna be a mob boss. That's how that's gonna work, right?
Yeah.
Little do we know, Shikalov
why are we giving him ideas? This is bad. We shouldn't do this.
Players should never do that to the game master.
No, not at all. But you can find the Novorosk International Tea Company pretty easily. It's a corner building. Big awning on the front with the logo on it, and it's very crowded. A bunch of people just kind of even standing up, drinking tea out of cups and talking to each other. But you do, as you kind of look in, there is a sea of people. But you do manage to find your contact, Zoya.
Okay.
Go ahead. Oh no, I was going to say she has it almost in classical espionage style. I mean, she has a big newspaper that she kind of is holding out, and you see the cup of tea. The only thing's missing is like the eye holes cut out, but no, there's none of that going on. But yeah, you do see her. She puts down the newspaper to kind of look around and brings it back up again.
Tommy, go in, sit at another table, watch and check and see if she's being watched. If anybody's watching her. Jack, go on Overwatch, get a nice position so you can get a clear field of fire. Jimmy, you and me, we're just going to have us some tea over here at the takeout booth while everybody surveils.
No, I like tea. Tea's good.
Tea's great.
Can I get some pastries? We get some pastries.
Sure, we get some bagels or something. I'm sure they got bagels here.
I like bagels.
Yeah, there's there's a bakery in there, so anything that you want is pretty available. It's just the lines are incredibly long.
That's okay. We're waiting while Tommy and Jack do their thing.
Okay.
Standing in line is a great place to stand Overwatch because I'm just another guy standing there. So I'll get in line and I'll use that to keep an eye on what everybody else is doing while Tommy and the rest do their thing.
All right. All right. So from there, Tommy, are you approaching the asset?
Let's see. I think. See, was my job was to? I thought my job was to surveil, but like, I don't know. Is she a Russian, like national? Like,
no, she's all you know is that she's an icon asset. As far as what she actually does for a living, wasn't particularly mentioned in the briefing.
Are we on comms, by the way? Do we have earpieces?
Yeah, you have very hidden earpieces. You even have throat mics, so you can kind of just make a notion like that and communicate.
Cool.
All right. So I think first I would take up just a spot. Like I would have gotten a drink and taken up a spot and kind of checked everything over to see if she was being watched. Just initial once over before I made contact.
All right. She seems, there's really no one. She's positioned herself really well. So behind her, there's a column. And to either side, there's more tables. So she's almost kind of lost in a sea of people who are sitting around. Also, noise levels are kind of high. So it is a spot that someone would take if they really want to be surrounded and not particularly. And again, she's just doesn't look nervous, just kind of looks calm and cool and just is, bringing down the newspaper every once in a while, taking a sip of tea, just kind of looking left and right, almost like she's just looking at other people in there and bringing the newspaper back up and reading.
Right. I feel like Kaz is the one that's more like the talker among us. So I think I'm just going to hold position and wait for him to approach.
Give us the all clear. If you say she's clean and not being watched, that will be our cue to go in.
All right. So all good here.
Cool. Jimmy, any of these cars don't belong here? Anything looks strange?
I'll take a look. I'm going to look out in the front and see if there's any. My knowledge of cars and stuff. Is there anything that is like? Is there something that looks like maybe an armored car out there? Because like you said, sometimes your mobster types or your I don't know, your secret police or whatever would have like a car that has. It's kind of not obvious to the normal person, but they might see it. Is there anything that stands out there?
Go ahead and give me a perception.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Kaz is going to be doing a quick signal sweep. He's got an app on his phone that does a sweep of various frequencies commonly used for surveillance, see if there's any chatter or activity that's untoward.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and just make a simple perception roll as well on that.
And James, for my asset for that, can I step it up because of my background as a mechanic?
Yep. So go ahead. So when you're using a background, it kind of almost works like advantage in D&D. You're going to take your attribute die, roll it twice, take the higher of the two.
Okay.
And for your asset, be simple. Actually, for Kaz, you guys took, I think, a D10 surveillance kit, was it?
Mm-hmm.
So that will be your asset for your roll.
Oh, I need another D10.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
There we go.
So,
purple is my
James, just so you know, I got a burst because got a 6 on my asset. Well, I got to roll that twice. So 10, 14, 21 was my roll.
Wow.
I didn't burst and rolled a 24.
Wow.
Good Lord.
You do pick up a comm signal coming from the asset, but there's nothing else. Like no one else is wearing one in the room, other than noise you're picking up from various cell phones and things like that in
Okay.
the cafe. And Jimmy, no, there's not particularly anything off or odd about it.
Okay.
You notice that the police tend to drive around very frequently, but other than that, that's really about it.
Okay, good to know.
JC, I'm going to try and hack her signals so whatever she hears comes into my earpiece as well.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'll hit the throw bike and say, going in. Jimmy, you keep an eye on the street.
Yeah. All right. So James, I'll be watching the street instead of inside the bar.
Okay.
And everybody, I'm going to get another cup of coffee. So I'm going to disappear off camera for just 1 second.
Okay.
It's all this talk of tea has just really got him all coffeed up. So I'll stroll in casually, order a cup of tea, make no eye contact with Tommy at all, and casually look around for a place to sit, spot the lovely contact agent, and make my way over gracefully.
All right. She's not startled as you approach, but definitely you can get the feeling as she brings down the newspaper and begins to fold it.
Dogs wear umbrellas in the rain. Or whatever the code word is.
Yeah, yeah.
Have, you know.
And dogs cannot look up without drowning.
Jeez, I thought that was turkeys.
That's why it's a good code name. Nobody's going to be doing that shit. See? It's awesome.
So she looks at you. She doesn't have a Russian accent. Her accent's more Western European, but she says, "Please sit down. I thought there'd be more of you." They just
there are.
Okay. Very good. So we've had no luck finding Broadholly at all. However, we found one of the people who was part of the team that nabbed her.
And you have him in custody?
No, but we have the location. So we're going to need to have and I am not very well skilled in interrogation or infiltration. So it's going to be up to you and your team to get the information of where Broadholly is being held. She takes a tablet out from her purse and puts it on the table and shares it. So this is Sergei Ivashin. He is an associate of Shikalov and one of the people that was outside that nabbed Agent Broadholly. As far as it goes, we don't really have anything on him as being high up in the syndicate or even in Shikalov's little group of friends. But we definitely know that he is someone that could probably lead us to Agent Broadholly if need be.
All right. Our team can take care of that. Is there a prerequisite that you be smoking hot to be a part of this syndicate? Because holy crap!
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh my God, baby! Oh,
I know, right?
damn. Is there a safe house we can operate out of, Zoya?
We can use my my gallery. I own an art gallery here in town, so we can definitely use that. It's pretty safe.
Okay.
My cover is pretty solid. I will show you though. This is the location of our target at this point. It's an older apartment building. It's over near the beach area. So there is a lot of more wealthier people who live there. There is a lot of police and security. So this may or may not be a problem in getting in for the interrogation.
What floor?
He is on the 6th floor, and that is apartment 27 or 627.
Okay. I mutter under my breath, Budapest, and okay. What's up?
See if she can get us a ride. We don't want to necessarily count on a local.
We can go in my car. I think, depending on how many you are, I have a Mercedes that should take us.
That'll be sufficient.
All right. She'll stand up and she'll go, if you want to gather your team, and we can meet outside while I go get my car.
Meet outside. Sounds good.
All right. She pulls up in a very, very nice Mercedes, definitely a newer model, kind of one of the larger models of Mercedes. So everyone fits in there fine. And she takes you pretty much across town to another area. Doesn't look as nice and gentrified as this part of town, but the art gallery is kind of over an old, looks like it was once an old bakery. And then you go upstairs and it's like a huge loft where you can see various pieces of art hanging and little studio areas and things.
I want the pizzas of art, actually. I want to see those bad boys. That's awesome.
So she goes, yeah, so that is all the information we were able to gather. I don't know if I can help you with anything here, but I will try my best.
We'll need floor plans, electronic schematics for the apartment building, and bungee jumping equipment.
Bungee jumping.
Jetpacks. Can we get some suction cups?
Maybe you should go with regular ropes and climbing gear as opposed to bungee jumping.
She says kind of
fine, Jack. Just some regular nylon rope will be fine, I guess.
She says very sarcastically, she goes, "Oh, but I left my paraglider in my other pair of pants. I'm so sorry."
I am going to totally remember that for another date somewhere. Kept my paraglider in my other pants. That's totally it.
But I can get you a schematic. The code should be pretty easy to breach. It is security for more wealthier people, but those are sometimes the easier ones to overcome. And other than that, his apartment does face the water.
Perfect.
So if you can use that as any sort of leverage as well. So and she'll go bring you over to the local computer that's there. The computer that's in her home. It's a Macintosh. She'll bring it up and bring up like blueprints and the information that you need.
Cool. And also run this license plate if you would, Zoria.
You give it to her. She'll go and take the same tablet out that she showed you the pictures on, and start running stuff on it. So while she's doing that, is there anything that?
So
yes, I'm going to cut in here, Dave.
Yeah,
I want to go ahead and I've got the intelligence evaluation skill. I'd like to run what she's given us through my past history and see if anything stands out as useful or off.
About what the information you have, or I'm not.
What she's provided us for the building, for getting into it, because that's my bag. I'm the infiltration exfiltration guy, so I'm looking at the building, trying to see if I can spot anything in the information she's provided, so that I can use those two skills to help me get in, to help us get inside.
Okay.
I would offer to help because I have lock picking and safe cracking and stealth and parkour in my tool bag here. So paraglider would have been nice though.
Oh, right. Damn it.
So the roof actually has. So I'll bring this back over again to kind of show here. So we'll bring that back over. So the building itself is actually leveraged between a very popular playground, and on the other side is more kind of a picnic barbecue sort of outdoorsy area. The roof of the place is basically a giant swimming pool that you can go up and swim and overlook the ocean. There is actually a separate elevator that goes up to that. There's an internal elevator, and then there's two sets of stairs on either side of the building. The only security really comes from the ground floor, and there's some security on the pool at the top. But that's really about it. It's more or less a lot of cameras looking as people come in and out through the front and the back, and like a security security code to put in to get in. But other than that, the rest of the building doesn't particularly seem, like super guarded or anything.
Okay.
Could we run a search to see if any of the other apartments in that building are empty? Maybe like listed as being for rent or for sale?
There's a couple. They're definitely more kind of like condo-y apartments than just like rental apartments. So there are some that are open in the building itself.
Good idea.
I definitely don't want to cut anyone out of the opportunities here, but going in and taking this guy in his place seems a bit risky. Can't we just lure him out and grab him off the street? Wouldn't that be a little easier?
It's an option.
A little bit more public. We'd have to have something big enough to carry him off in, like a van, something we could get him into fast and get out of the area.
The trunk in the Mercedes is good size.
Yeah. Do you want to have somebody when you're driving away, screaming, shouting, kicking out the back of it?
Oh, Jack, I'm sure you wouldn't let him do that.
So I'm in the trunk with him. That's going to be very exciting.
Come on. I've seen you double tap a guy with your fist and he drops like a sack.
We can tie him up. We can tie him up. We
take a
can
little
work
nap.
with whatever we've got.
Little
But if we
nappy
want to
nap.
get inside the building, deliveries, if you punch a random number as far as occupants, if we can figure out who might be expecting some kind of delivery, people will buzz people in all the time.
Tommy, what do you got?
Well, I also have backstopping as a skill, so I'm really good at making up stories about
Yes.
who I am, what I'm doing there.
Well,
But I think encountering him like within this ground that we are already kind of familiarizing ourselves with might be more of an asset, like where we can control the situation and might not have like outside interference to worry about.
that also might be useful stuff in his apartment.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yep. Laptops and so on. Yeah, good point. Good point. All right.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Tommy, why don't you, if you can sweet talk your way in, then you go around to the side door and you let the rest of us in and we just go upstairs.
That's a winner.
It's simple.
Have you seen?
Talking is not so much my thing.
I was going to say, have you seen Tommy try and sweet
No.
talk somebody?
What I mean by sweet talking is, make up one of your stories. There's stories you always tell that people, you're good at that.
He's right. You are.
So here's another question. Would this individual maybe be expecting company of a certain kind?
Ooh, he's a gangster, probably.
Because that would give a reason to bring someone else with me.
There you go.
So Zoya will point out. That's what I call it, Goya. Zoya,
She's not Jewish.
Sorry.
Zoya will actually say that she ran the plate, and she goes, "Is this someone else who's a contact of yours? This is the person that owns this is on the city council."
No, it was another contact that we run up against on our way in. Just somebody I wanted to be aware of. So
okay,
thank you.
Very well, then.
Thank you very much. Do we have an online profile for Sergey that I could be examining while these guys do their infill stuff?
Yeah, I mean, she can definitely pull up what what she knows and the intelligence.
That's adorable, sweetheart. Step aside.
Oh, you're that guy, are you?
He'll pull out three zip drive or flash drives and plug them into the laptop and say, "I got this." And start digging deep into Sergei Ivashin's life, online profiles, accounts that he belongs to, monthly delivery services, whatever. You guys keep going.
All right. So for that information, you'd probably need an intellect. If you have computers,
Hacking.
You have hacking. All right. So intellect, hacking, and it's a Macintosh So I'll give it a D6. You know, it's
I'll take
not
it.
the now if it's a Windows machine, it would be.
Oh,
Shots
All right.
fired! Shots
We're,
fired!
we're going there, are we?
throwing shade, throwing shade.
If it was an Amiga, it would be.
Oh, okay.
Commodore 64. Get
There you
working.
Yeah.
18.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
I got a 12, D12 for hacking and a D10 for intellect.
Nice.
So
You
I'm
are.
I'm in good position.
Yeah. So pretty much what you end up getting from him is that the Sergey is actually it's not his apartment that he's in. It's actually in his parents' apartment. His parents are actually very wealthy, kind of entrepreneurial types who just use that as kind of a summer home. Sergey is definitely the Ivashin family is very, very wealthy. He is kind of the black sheep of the family who lives off of his family and basically takes residence in that apartment, kind of rent free and everything. He's more of a wannabe thug than he is actually of anybody of importance.
He's the play gangster.
This guy's gonna be easy. He's gonna roll over like Rover. You watch.
Indeed. Indeed. Okay. So online meal services, accounts with local, anything that does delivery. That
I was going to say, look up things that deliver to the building, maybe to that apartment. If you could find information on what's delivered regularly, you could try something that way.
Yeah.
So as far as, are you looking for things that just commonly are delivered in that neighborhood, or are you trying to gather information as to what's being delivered to his apartment?
What's being delivered to his apartment?
If
All
we knew
right.
what he was ordering for lunch, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, give me another hacking roll.
Sure. God, if only I had a Windows machine. That's a 19.
Wow. All right. So he definitely orders a lot of from a lot of various like pizza places. It kind of seems like pizza and more kind of American style foods. He sends there. So basically like their equivalent of a Grubhub he uses and things. And you kind of find the orders to that. He also tends to have a service that is referred to as Madame Vika's appear from now and then on his parents' credit card bill. So it seems like lots of food and entertainment is.
So now we just need one of Madame Vika's ladies to arrive with a pizza
Oh my
and
God.
spin like Flynn.
That's his lifelong fantasy, man.
Right.
Sergey would.
Well, I was also going to suggest looking for any like online dating profiles as well, but because
got
I mean
that
we
over
don't know that. I mean it's Russia. You keep that locked down if you are interested in yeah.
If you guys want, I can send a spoofed email from Madame Zelda's Entertainment Palace to our boy and have it say whatever you want.
That's a good idea.
Why don't you craft a backstory for that?
He's such a valued customer that, maybe he's going to get a gift certificate.
Yes. One on the house,
One
for
on
all
the
his-
house.
for all his services.
Work us up a backstory, Tommy, and I'll do up the email, and we can get him to be expecting a visit in a few hours.
Sounds good.
All right.
I like that. That's a good plan.
All right. So yeah, you managed to so give me an idea of what the email is going to say.
Do we want to go with the you're such a valued customer angle, or
There was a clerical
Is there-
error. You have a
is
credit.
there is there a pattern to how often he requests from
Entertainment.
Madame Vika?
All right. I'm sorry. What was that?
Is there a pattern like if it's usually like 2 days apart or every other day or every once a week?
It looks like nightly.
Wow.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't even necessarily have to send an email, just like intercept
Is
whenever
there a
he.
specific time that these happen?
Yeah.
Usually about anywhere between like 7 p.m. and 9 p.m.
So we
Just
need
like
either to arrive early, a little bit earlier than his expected guest, because I'd rather not interrupt. I'd rather not have to kidnap somebody that's not involved.
well, if we can waylay her or him in some other manner, I don't know, traffic stop or I don't know.
Jimmy can run interference if he sees her approaching.
That's it, Jimmy. Jimmy, you're going to be great. You just keep the intimidation going, and you're going to be fine.
She ain't going in.
It's about 11 o'clock now a.m. when you
so we've got time.
Yeah, you guys came in fairly early.
Okay.
So but we can basically waive time up until the evening if you'd like, or is there anything you wanted to do in between then?
Do we have a plan for once we're inside? What are we doing? Like, do I disable the target? Like, are we drugging him?
If
Like,
you
what
can
are we
get him
doing
to
here?
open the door, I can disable the target.
So you would be the muscle in this case.
I would be the muscle in this case.
Do we want to question him in there, or take him somewhere else and question him, or
there?
I think there just because there might be assets and resources in his apartment that we can use.
If we can get some materials that would be useful, like some duct tape, some rope, something to tie him up and make sure that he's not going to go anywhere while we're dealing with him.
Bungee cord.
It would be better than using improvised stuff that's already there.
Zip ties.
Yeah, Zoya basically, she says well, I don't know if you're bringing her in on any of this, because she would be, yeah. So she goes, she goes over to a little like wardrobe and opens it, and it practically almost looks like a BDSM closet with all kinds of like tape and ties and rope and restraints and things like that.
I'm in love right now.
Penethol. Holy crap, girl. No Harvey's Bristol cream.
Oh, wait. But she opens that and she goes, well, at least I have this to offer you.
This is perfect.
I have clientele.
I'll find a few things that would help to restrain at least a couple of people, because odds are he's going to be alone, but there may be one or two others there. So best to have enough for 3.
Let's see. Does anybody have like disguising or anything like that? Thinking should probably do at least a wig, something to.
I can help. I've got illusion. It's not disguised, but it's close.
Yeah, because there's like cameras and stuff, so just seems
right.
Doesn't have to be super intricate. Just
Kaz, we've got these cameras here. Is there any access to the security system remotely? Could you like get them on a repeat loop so that they're not actually recording us when we do this?
Sure. Heck yeah. That's not a problem. So yeah, I'll queue up. Well, in the intervening time, I'll prepare a hack for the security system, and we'll just be able to jack in, and it'll commandeer and loop.
Just real quick, this is not my character saying this. This is something, Dave, that you would know. Just something I know about. I was just watching The Boys, and they reminded me of this. If you can get the IPv6 number or whatever, you can hack into. If he has cameras inside there, like on his laptop or whatever, you can actually see inside of there.
Hijack his laptop and watch it.
It's actually an easy thing to do. It's actually not that hard to do. Most people don't secure their stuff properly, and this guy sounds like a poser, so he probably doesn't either.
Just imagine what you're going to see though when his laptop camera comes on. You're not going to get that out of your head.
But you can also, I don't know how hard it is to do on like a phone, because phones are actually generally more secure than computers. But you can also like tap into the mic and listen to what he's saying and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be useful, being able to know what's going on there. If there's more than one person planning ahead, that would be great to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he has a specific request for Madame Vikas,
JC, cue me up, baby. I want to do all of that.
All right. So give me a hacking roll to go ahead and take care of the security cameras and things like that.
Okay. 18.
18. Oh yeah, you're able to easily get in there, and you can if that should allow you to actually simply get to the camera system within the building.
Okay.
And like I said, his laptop is fairly simple. It doesn't take much at all. So the light does come on, and I mean, you can only see where the laptop is facing, but it's actually a very nice looking apartment. Just from what you can see, he's probably has the laptop in the living room, so you can see a leather couch, and above that you can see some like curtains and things off to the side. But he is not in front of the laptop at the moment.
Okay. I'll keep watching.
Can we hear it? Can we hear anything going on in there?
There tends to be there's music playing. So it looks like Sergey is a big fan, since he does order burgers and pizza and stuff. We'll just say that there's some Springsteen playing in the background.
John Cougar Mellencamp. Yes, there we go.
I just had this image now of John Cougar Mellencamp playing, and then behind the camera, basically Risky Business style, slides Sergey in like a bath towel, like dancing along.
And that's where Terry's going to go in and take the part of American Psycho, where he's like, and his album from 1987.
All right. So cool. Yeah, so that's what you kind of got going on there. Make me one more hacking roll to kind of see if you can get a little further into Madame Vika's.
What? Finish that sentence.
What kind of role is that going to be?
Oh, crap.
What's your primary skill now, buddy?
That would be a 6.
Ooh,
ouch. Yeah, you can't particularly pull much information as to what.
This is military grade security on this brothel entertainment place.
Hey,
I have never seen anything like this.
Probably run by the mob. You know what I'm saying?
The syndicate. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe she's the syndicate leader.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
Damn, that'd be one way to keep an eye on your boys, right? Because
God, it would be.
Hey, Kaz, while you were in the building security system at the Target, did you see the security locks? Is there any way to disable those when we want, or maybe enable them so that nobody can open the doors when we go?
It's pretty easy. You would probably have to do the locking of it once you're in. You can't program it to time itself, but yeah, if someone's there hacking on the spot, that's pretty simple.
Yeah,
Dave, I'm stealing that. What you just said, that note.
Okay.
Call girls used as syndicate spies for the mob. So the mob keeps an eye on
why not?
People.
That's a great way to get information in and out. Who's going to be paying close enough attention? Who's going to think about it?
Exactly. And these guys talk because they're idiots. They drink and they.
Wasn't that Mrs. White in Clue? Wasn't that her whole angle?
Was it? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So if there's nothing else you want to do, we can move the time frame ahead.
Scarlet.
Keep an eye on the laptop. See if Sergey ever comes into frame at all during the day, and just keep track of him.
He does a couple of times, bringing what looks like a Long Island iced tea with him, and types, and you see him just kind of like he's looking intently at the screen, and then goes back. Then he'll sit on the couch. You can see him there. He looks like he's watching. He's watching. I don't know.
Right.
Spaghetti
he's
Western.
watching porn. Oh my god.
So, yeah, he's there. He's queued up. He's ready to go. Let's do this.
He sits down in front of the laptop with some lotion, like, turn it off, turn the camera off, turn it off.
No, hit record. Don't use that kink. We can put that to use, baby.
All right. So how are we setting it up in the evening? Are you guys just
Okay, so me and Jack are going to be delivery guys. We'll have some bags with some food boxes in them. Jimmy's going to be on the street, keeping an eye, making sure the actual girl Friday does not make the scene, while Tommy rolls up and makes initial contact, and then Jack and I will move in as support for her, get our boy up to his proper place. We'll bring Jimmy in, lock the doors, and carry out our business.
All right. So Jack and Kaz, you guys are going into the building as delivery people, as far as I got. Jimmy, you're in the street.
Yep.
Tommy, are you also out on the street level with them, or?
Yeah. Is there a queue for when I'm supposed to go in?
Yeah.
Some kind of-
Once Jack and I are in position to back you up, the spotlight's yours.
We'll give
Okay,
you a call
'cause-
on the comm when we're
Yeah,
ready for you to come in.
I thought Jack was coming with me, so then.
Jack, yeah,
I'm
Jack
gonna
should probably,
when you get to the doorway to go into the apartment, I'm going to be right there.
Okay.
you
You
should
can
go
open the
in-
door to the apartment for you, and I'm going in when he's not seeing me.
Okay.
All right. And Kaz, you're going to be a delivery person just to kind of scope it out?
Yep.
Okay.
And
All right.
get to Tech Central. I'll get to the hub, the network hub, and set up a base there. Be eye in the sky. Be the guy in the chair.
Okay. So what are you delivering to him? Just curious. What do you have in the bag?
Pizza.
Bag of pizza.
Pepperoni.
Couple of pepperoni pizzas. We're good here.
And some,
All right. So you'll go up there. So getting in is fairly simple. I'm taking you just like buzz in, asking for and you do speak Russian, so that also makes it fairly simple. And you hear Sergey say, "All right, come on up," and gives you the floor, 6th floor, and gives you the room number.
dun, 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 dun.
When you get there, he opens the door. He's in basically red Speedos with like a robe on, and he has like he's holding like a vape,
Of course
a
he
vape
is.
stick.
Of course he is.
It sounds like our infiltration plan actually got changed because Tommy was supposed to be the lead on that.
Yeah, I know, right?
And
It would just work, yeah.
and he's just like, he goes, good, I'm hungry. Just put that on tab and give yourself a tip. And he just he takes the pizza from you kind of rudely and closes the door.
No.
Actually, he doesn't close the door because I'm putting my foot right there.
Oh, okay.
I'm going in right there. He's got the door open.
And his hands are full with pizza, so he can't.
It's not the plan we came up with, but it's the one we've got.
All right, so you're that you push through.
I'm taking him down. I'm taking him down right there.
All right, so he's definitely going to be surprised at this point. There's not much resistance he's going to give it right now, but I still going to need you to make me a roll. So we're going to go against. He's really not going to get.
I have hand-to-hand combat if that's going to be.
So you're going to go ahead and make your. We're going to say this is pulse. We're going to use hand-to-hand combat, and actually, I don't know if they have a Pete, do they have a martial arts style on there?
You know what, James, you can just give it to him. I didn't. That's the one thing that I'm a little slow on when it comes to top
give
secret.
me a D4. We'll just say that you. And he's not going to be able.
Does the surprise up anything at all as far as dice rolls?
It actually lowers it for him to try to resist.
Okay, so which one is the one I need to pay attention to for being
the attribute die,
failure? The attribute,
which is your pulse.
Pulse.
Don't roll a 1.
I have 14 here.
Wow, and he has a 7. So yeah,
Ooh.
you knock him to the floor. Pizza box opens, hot scalding pizzas on his face. He is starting to scream though, and we are going to go into rounds in a second. All right, so Kaz, you're also entering since you're up there as well.
I'm the guy in the chair. I'm in the network hub.
Okay, so you're in the chair.
I thought you were backing me up. Oh, I guess it's Tommy that's backing me
I thought
up.
Tommy was backing you up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
then
but Tommy's not even in the building yet.
Yeah.
Like, just like went off
Tommy-
trail.
It kind of went a little sideways. I thought Kaz was right there with me.
Well,
Awkward.
yeah.
No, that's cool. You can handle this. You've got
That's funny. Jack's like,
you and
let's get
Tommy.
him.
You
Oh,
and Tommy
Let's
are
get
right
him.
there.
Wait,
Both of
where's
you are-
everybody? What happened?
You are badass.
Where's
You can
everybody?
take care of this. I will call out to Jimmy. Jimmy, changing plans. Get up to apartment 6. Post haste.
All right. So at this point, outside,
Okay.
you see a limousine pull up, and this giant of a man, bald-headed, looks like he's wearing like a chauffeur's suit,
Right.
gets out and starts walking around to the other side of the limo and opens the door. And at this point, you can see legs kind of, come out. And that
This is going to be awkward.
All right.
So,
So
All
wait
right.
a minute. So I see that. So I got this big giant dude. So the obvious escort's coming.
yeah.
And I gotta call him. I'm like, Jimmy, quick, get upstairs, change your plan. So I'm like, hi. Okay, all right.
This is going into the after action report.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All right. So, how rounds work is based on your is basically you should have a well, let me bring up the character sheet here just so I can give you a more accurate.
I do have a question for you, though.
Yes.
As I was initially going in, since I had an advantage on him, is there a possibility that I could have kicked the door closed behind myself?
I'm going to say sure. That's fine. I mean, you did have the advantage on him. It was spur of the moment, but sure, you could have just kind of knocked the door closed.
Okay.
And just to be clear, Tommy's there with you, right?
No, apparently
No.
not. Apparently,
No.
I'm all by myself.
Where's
Yeah,
Tommy?
I didn't even go into the building yet because you
swore,
guys were
Kaz,
going
I
and
thought you were
delivering
right there
pizzas.
with
I
me
haven't
when
done
I did
anything.
this.
So Jimmy and Tommy, are just outside the building watching the Hulk open the door
Okay,
to the
yeah.
escorts.
Jimmy, Tommy, go up to the apartment. Jack is showing initiative.
Apparently,
Oh
he-
God.
Tommy, you get upstairs. I'll take care of this situation here.
All right. So how everything works is based on your action points. So if you look on your character sheet, you'll see that you have action points. They're usually equal to your reflex.
Okay.
So depending on what you want to do, there's a cost of action points. So say, for example, you wanted to go ahead and punch somebody, that costs you 4 action points. So if you have action points of 8, your next action would go on AP 4, right? So basically your action points are a currency. However, certain things like aiming and shooting cost 8 action points. Now, you might only have 6. So anytime that sort of happens, what's going to happen is that you're going to basically take your shot, but that pretty much eats up all your space. So you wouldn't be able to do a second thing. So if you have lots of action points, you can shoot and punch and smoke cigarettes, do whatever. However, if you have very low action points, you're usually going to be able to get like one thing off for that particular round.
I've got 8 action points.
All right. Sergey only has 6. So let's do it scene by scene, indoor, outdoor, just to kind of get an idea. So let's go to Jack, because you have Sergey screaming with molten lead hot pizza on his face, because they cook them hot in Russia, man. Just
Of
Russian
course they
pizzas. Cheese beyond melts, it evaporates. There's actually no cheese on the pizza. Anyway, he's screaming. You managed to close the door. What are you doing? Like he's on the ground. There's a coffee table ahead of you. There's a small little desk on the other side there with the laptop on it. There's a big screen TV on the wall. And there's like vases and little stands to put pictures on. So there's lots of different things around you to pull from.
If he is underneath me, what
Yeah.
are the options for flipping him over and putting him in a chokehold?
That's simply just going to be I mean, he's not in a position right now to fight you. Well, he is, but you still have the drop on him.
I've
So,
got
yeah.
the drop on him. The goal, the best outcome for that fight would be to force him either to submit or knock him out without him being able to fight too effectively. I've got the advantage now. I'd like to try to use it.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll. So you're going to make that same roll again, right? He is now active, so he can actually defend a little bit better, but not by much.
Did you say it was an 8, 10, and 4? Or
Yeah.
Okay. What was the 4 for?
That's basically considering like a martial arts style.
Okay, got it. $16.
So, wow. And he has an 8. So you managed to like easily pin him and grab him and put the. So are you going to go for a sleeper hold on him,
Yes.
or okay? So we can.
Jack's a trained fighter, so he would go for something that would knock him out quick if possible.
All right. He is still able to try to move, so he's going to try to defend against that. So what you're going to end up doing at this point is just making your let's go ahead and go with reflex and go with your hand to hand. And he's basically going to try to beat what you roll in order to roll out of it.
Hand to hand. Hang on, let me look back here. As I throw my dice underneath the table. Hang on a second. Jeez, is that the only die I have? Somebody is going to have to roll a die 8 for me because I totally lost my dice.
Holy crap.
My hand to hand, I rolled a 12.
You're muted.
What's the
You're
eight?
muted, Jimmy.
If you need me to, I rolled a 4.
Okay, then it's a 16 total.
Wow.
I rolled a 12 on the die 12 for the hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, geez. And that's all right. He had no. He tried to struggle. You still holding him, so you'll be choking him next round. Kaz, since you're at the seat, is there anything that you want to do at this point?
Basically, I'm monitoring communications as best I can within the apartment building, especially in the vicinity of Sergei's apartment. And if any calls are going out to the authorities or anything like that, I would very dearly love to intercept.
All right, not at this moment, but your cameras do show the scene that's unfolding outside.
Oh, very good.
Okay.
Jimmy, Tommy, I got this. Just go up and help Jack.
All right.
I actually had an idea, so
Go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, really. You can take
Rocket.
Take
You
it.
can do it.
So rather than going up to the apartment, like I have a kind of a light bulb moment, and my demeanor just kind of shifts to this, like, you just see this like spark of crazy in my eye as this woman is approaching, right? So I'm kind of going to stand in front of the door and be like, I can't believe it. And this is all in Russian. Like, I'm just going to start ranting. Like, it's going to start off muttering.
Oh, I know where you're going. This is
like,
awesome.
Cursing like to myself, and just like as they get closer and closer, it's just like my shoulders are heaving, and just I can't believe this SOB would do this, and just like it's essentially making it. I'm the angry girlfriend.
Nice. Oh, she's not going to want any part of that.
So this blonde woman gets out of the car. She's Russian, she's not like plus size, but she's definitely very well built, very tall. And the poor woman, I guess, is being forced to wearing a dress that is very American in nature, with like little
Daisy Dukes and a little tie-off thing,
Yeah.
ponytails and a bandana and a cowboy hat.
And the big hulking guy stands back because he just kind of like, I don't want a piece of this.
His muscles need to rest.
Right.
They're tired.
And she looks at you and says to you in Russian, she says, "Oh, well, maybe Sergei wants a woman."
Oh.
So yeah, that escalates things.
I
So
hit
you see
record.
this,
I hit
like-
record right now.
you see this 5'2", 120-pound, like nothing, just kind of like my hands are shaking, and it just kind of I look at Jimmy. I was like, do you believe what she just said to me? And I do it in Russian, and kind of like nod my head at he, I mean, he doesn't understand.
I'm just like,
Whoever made your character up, Jimmy, you're not really suited for this whole Russia thing.
not everybody speaks Russian.
So I'm just gonna like I'm gonna kill her. I don't. And I'm going to make a move, like I'm gonna like start like stomping towards her. It's like, I don't know who you think you are, but you need to get out of here right now.
The big guy kind of looking a little confused. He's just going. He looks at the blonde. And he goes, "Maybe this is not a good time. Sergey will get credited." And she kind of like, she's like, "No, I want a piece of this little one." And
hey, James, I'm gonna look at the big guy because I'm kind of a built big guy too. I look at him and I'm just like.
Intimidation. Here
I'm
you
doing
go.
it.
Don't roll a one.
I'm like,
Don't do it.
Do you know who my parents are? Do you know what they're going to do to him when they find out what he's been doing behind my back?
I'm gonna make a roll for the big guy. Give me a second. Yeah, the big guy. Well, actually, all right, very cool. The big guy he basically gets between Tommy and the call girl, and he starts kind of pushing her back in the car and going, look, we have a reputation to uphold, and kind of puts her back in the car and takes off. She rolls down the window. She's screaming obscenities at you. I'm
gonna chase after the car, just like like rip your hair out.
Are you sure you're not going to throw your shoe at it as it
I might do that too. I'm gonna really sell it.
That was a perfect solution.
All right, and you guys could start making your way in. So back to
better solution than I had.
Back to Jack. Jack, you are going ahead and trying to cut his wind off. So go ahead and make that roll again.
Let's say this is reflex, hand to hand, and what?
D4.
D4.
All right.
Any advantage for having him in the hold already?
I'm gonna get. Let's make that a D6 instead of a D4.
Okay.
My wife finally moved out of her studio. I can go back into my studio.
Jimmy's on the move.
18.
18. Wow, nice.
I've got lots. Hand-to-hand combat is my bag, baby.
It's your jam.
All right. So I'm sorry. What was the total number on that?
18.
18. All right. He did roll well.
Excuse me. 16. 16.
16. All right. He did roll well. He ends up getting 11. But how when we do hand-to-hand goes, you basically take what he rolled, and then whatever is left over is the amount of damage that's applied. You end up doing 5 points. He only has a pulse of a D4. So you immediately just kind of
choke him out.
Yep.
Put him down.
Then guess who's going to be ending up in a chair, tied up and gagged by the time somebody else arrives.
All right, so let's go ahead and we'll move the scene on over to after the fact. I guess everyone comes up to Sergey's parents' apartment.
Right.
Can I still, JC? Can I still monitor communications in the building from a mobile platform, or do I need to stay in the hub?
No, you can do it mobily, and the only thing, you get a couple of calls that leave, but it sounds like neighbors is like, "Oh my God, it's Sergey's time," and they're being loud.
Okay.
We do the thing where we turn the TV up. So
yeah.
they can't hear the beatings and the screamings as well. I put on some action movie or music videos. No, put on music videos.
Better.
One of the voices that's calling out says, "Oh my God, I'm surprised he's not singing Yankee Doodle Dandy at the top of his lungs again."
We're good, guys. Carry on. I'll continue monitoring.
Yeah, so when you get up there, I mean, Jack already has him tied up, again, wearing this like silky robe with like little floofy lining on it, and
pizza
red
sauce all over it.
red Speedos,
Burn wounds.
pepperoni dripping in his hair. Yeah.
Sorry
And-
about that. He opened the door. So,
You showed initiative. It's all right, Jack. You got the job done.
I'd have swore you were right behind me, Cass.
Sorry. I was in the office.
And he
All
is,
right.
he is unconscious.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
Yep. And you should have seen Tommy and Jimmy. They took care of a little complication, a little wrinkle out front. Smooth. Very smooth.
Hey, look, I grew up in Jersey. It's nothing.
It's nothing. Jack, why don't you take on the interrogation front?
When we got to wait for him to wake up first, maybe a little bit of water or a little slapping here to help jar him awake.
Oh, that's he doesn't have a glass of something on the coffee table. You can even
this
use
is probably not water. This is probably
No.
It looks like water. It's probably not water.
Yeah, it's kind of brownish. It's probably like that Long Island iced tea he seems to be.
That'll feel good on the
fond
burns.
of.
And Tommy and Jimmy, you want to toss the place and see if there's anything of interest in here?
Yeah, I can do that.
Sure
Okay.
thing.
All right, so let's go to the interrogation, and I can kind of give you an idea of what you find in the apartment. So yeah, you splash some water. He'll come to. He's just like, oh, I ordered pizza, not what you did to me.
Are you sure? Because the order said come in and beat you up and tie you up. Are you sure that's not what you were looking for?
No, that's when I ordered dominatrix.
We chased her off.
Look, pal, I don't want to have any trouble with you. I'm just looking for a friend that I happen to know that you know. I'm looking for, God, what is her name?
Broadholly.
Well, that's called name.
Charisse.
Charisse. I can't even read my own writing. I will use the lady's name because I can't read my own writing. There we go.
Demetrius has her.
Mm-hmm. And where does Demetrius have her?
I don't know where Demetrius
don't
has
know?
her. No, not
Then
at all.
I'm sure you don't. It's time to apply a little bit of coercion into this interrogation and show him the pain. Show him why he should cooperate.
pain.
But you already put hot pepperoni in my eyes. What else pain could I not endure?
How many fingers does a man really need?
Oh, well, Demetrius, that one. I have. This is Russia. I have 17 friends named Demetrius. So you'll either kill me or he will either kill me. So that is the decision I have to make.
Well, here's the decision you have to make. He might kill you later. I will kill you now if you don't tell me what I want to know.
That is kind of reminds me of duck season, rabbit season. What you tell me is kind of confusing. You kill me now if I tell you about Dimitri later?
If you tell me what I want to know, we'll tie you up. We'll leave you in the bedroom here.
Oh.
And he will not know that we've come for you. And if you give me information about Dimitri, perhaps he won't ever have to know.
Mm.
If not, I'm going to step on your duck.
Wait, Jimmy, come here and help me with this intimidation, Jimmy. Come on here and tell me about that duck.
So go ahead and give me an intimidation roll.
God.
Do one of the ducks.
Step on your duck.
Intimidation. I don't have intimidation.
He does have interrogation.
I have interrogation.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
go ahead and
interrogation.
use interrogation.
Okay. 12. That's intellect is a 10. What's the third die?
So he's trying. We'll say a D6 because while he's scared, he's still trying. It's either talk to you or answer to a mobster. So.
I have a burst.
Oh,
Oh,
Let
that's
me
good.
roll it again here. 21.
Wow. With that, yeah, and even with the burst, he's just looking incredibly afraid, and he goes, okay, look, I if I tell you, you let me go, and I can easily hop planes somewhere else till this all cools down.
Exactly what we'll do.
All right. Well, Dmitry Shikalov is in his home, which is in the more wealthier. They call it Black Cliff. It is a area that looks over the Black Sea here in the town. And what he's describing to you is all those kind of cool looking houses that you saw as you took the rib into onto the beach.
That's
He goes,
perfect.
Yeah.
and he says,
What's the address?
it is 2752 Black Sea Lane.
Got it.
And he's just
Tell
like,
me about his house. What do you know about his house? What kind of people are around him? Is he always got people with him? Is he alone? What does
no,
he do?
he has two very well-trained guards with him. There's a Japanese woman who is one of them, and another Russian man like myself.
Dogs? Does he have dogs?
He has several.
But are they guard dogs? I mean, ones that are going to be a threat.
He has a couple. The rest are little Pomeranians. He's very fond of little dogs.
Better be careful, man. If he's got like 100 of them, they'll attack like a swamp piranha.
It's like
Ready to the bone.
Tribbles just taking you down right there on the spot.
Or those evil attack robot Pomeranians that, most evil masterminds have in their homes.
Anything else, guys? While I've got him on the line.
When you go to visits, how do you go in?
I just he calls me. I'm not allowed to go over by myself.
Security code, password.
He is usually home when I get there.
Okay.
Does he just answer the door?
He has one of his two answer the door. But if, for the most part, you might probably, unless he is doing something else or out, he likes to spend a lot of time in his hot tub that overlooks the Black Sea.
All right.
What time? You've been inside his place before. Where would you think inside his house he would keep this woman?
Probably in the basement.
Basement. That's good to know.
Yes, that's where he has his gadgets and toys.
Where's the entrance to the basement in the house? Can you describe it to us enough so we can make a rough sketch?
He says, you sure you're going to let me go after this is all over?
Yes.
So there are, you can go through the house. There is stairs in from upstairs going down. You can go out through the yard. There is a small door that, like a utility maintenance door. And he also has a trapdoor that overlooks the rock cliff, which he uses sometimes for people coming to the house that is not particularly welcome.
So he drops people out a trapdoor off the cliff. I hope they don't land on our boat.
He only uses that in time of, he's creative.
Anything else, guys?
I think we've got what we need.
So you guys got what you need. Now little Sergey can go off and get
little Sergey can spend the night tied up, and we'll have somebody cut you loose in the morning. But you're going to be alive when we leave, and you're going to be alive when this is all over.
I hope so. Hey, could you take a piece of pizza and feed me?
He did say he was hungry.
Yeah, we'll give him some pizza. That's the least we can do out of this.
All right, so you'll give him the pizza, and So why don't we actually, before we so why don't we take a 5-minute break? Just let everyone kind of stretch, stand up, and everything.
Mhm.
And when we come back, we can plan the final extraction of
Okay.
getting Agent Broadholly out. So I'm going to go ahead and put up a bit of an overlay here on the side. We'll go ahead and mute our mics, and then when we come back, we can turn them
Awesome.
back
I
on.
get some more coffee. Yes.
All right. So
Excellent.
see everybody in 5.
Okay.
And we're sort of back. We're just going to wait for Jack to return, and there is
There he
Jack.
is.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, I finally got my wife. Like I said, my wife, she was doing a photo session, and her studio is right outside of my office. And should have been done before this began, but it went long. So now I'm back in my studio on my studio computer where I would normally do this on. So it's my better setup.
Nice.
So let's go ahead and bring home Agent Broadholly.
Indeed.
All right. So you have the information. You fed your prisoner his pepperoni pizza. And
Did we find anything interesting in his apartment? Anything useful in his apartment?
Not particularly, other than he was a very spoiled rich kid.
I would have definitely been looking for any safes or anything along that, like peeking behind all the paintings, whatever.
Peeling up the carpet bits. Yeah.
Do me a favor. Go ahead and look. Make me a roll for your perception as you're looking. Both of actually whoever was looking to make that
I'm
roll.
tossing it too.
Intellect.
Perception is intellect again.
And what's the decision die?
The decision die on this. He's not a very good criminal, so we'll give you a D8 on that decision die.
Okay.
So if we roll one that's like a max on the die, it's a burst, right?
If it's
On your attribute die, yes, it is a burst, and then you roll that die again.
Okay.
James, I got an 8.
Got an 8. All right.
I got a whole 9. Woohoo!
So a 16, and then there's a burst, so plus 7, that's 23.
All right. So you're the one who actually managed to find his safe, which he has behind a very tacky-looking mirror in his bedroom.
On the ceiling? That's where he keeps his safe?
Rich people are weird. I don't know.
In the safe, though, you end up finding a Glock 17.
Ooh.
Basically a very large Smith & Wesson Model 29, a hand cannon.
Chrome-plated, ivory handled. Yes.
You find about a half of ounce of what appears to be cocaine. And you also find about $80,000 in like would equal to an American currency.
We might need that.
In
500 million rubles.
And then some assorted other things, like there's like little lockets and various like tacky gold jewelry. The guy would it's like a Mr. T. It's a Mr. T starter kit, basically.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there might be any use for the cocaine. Like, it's not very useful for drugging someone. I think that kind of has the opposite effect of what we'd be going for. So I'll probably will leave that alone.
I'll answer some questions. Come on.
Like, my old self would have taken the money, but it's my probation, so
we might need it to get out of the country.
You may need to have it to bribe someone to get into where we're looking for. You don't have to necessarily keep it, but having it might be useful.
And we don't want the criminal to have it.
But yeah, definitely taking the Glock, but
I'll take the hand cannon if nobody wants it.
Go ahead.
Jack likes hand cannons.
We should leave him some money because he did promise he would get out of town. He's gonna need some money to get out of town.
His parents are rich too, though, so
there is that.
Leave him a couple grand. We'll take the rest.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right. So
we're jerks, but we're not effing jerks.
We fed him pizza.
Yeah.
There you go. That's worth something. All right, and you can easily get yourself out. I mean, there wasn't that much of a ruckus that would people think anything was wrong, so you can easily just walk out of the building.
We're going to leave him in the bathroom, secure it up with the gag, but so he can breathe. We're going to have to arrange for somebody to come liberate him after we're gone.
Pass
We're
a
gonna have
note to what's her
We have to
face.
talk to our asset about that.
Right. So, and we will take his cell phone, any cell phones
Yeah.
that we find, and his
Mhm.
laptop, any means of communication.
He also has his passport too. Do you take that or you leave it?
Probably should leave that one.
Leave that for him.
Okay.
Because that would just be wrong.
That would be really rude.
You can leave. Good luck.
All right. So yeah, you leave Sergei's apartment, and all right. Now what? I mean, you probably have the Mercedes from your asset. She's not with you, but she would have lent it for you to do this.
So we can take that as our D6 asset.
Sure.
Okay.
There you go.
Jimmy the driver.
That's right.
Now he's got his ride.
Yeah, I'm finally driving.
Good luck reading the street signs.
Killjoy. You are a destroyer of joy.
We'll head back to the safe house.
Yeah.
Okay. Make it back to the art gallery. There's actually something going on when you arrive, but Zoya just basically kind of runs to the door and starts treating you like art collectors and going, "Oh, I'm glad you could make it tonight. There's champagne over there." And she'll bring you into like a kitchen area, but there's just a bunch of people looking at art and talking.
Are there people walking around with the hors d'oeuvre trays?
Yeah.
I did a thing where I take like a whole bunch of them, like a whole bunch of them in my hand and walk off.
It's a good thing we didn't bring the guy back here to question. That would have been awkward.
That would have been awkward.
Can you imagine you're walking in, you got the guy rolled up in a carpet or something, and you walk in, you're like, "Oh, hi."
It's an exhibit.
Right.
Where do I put it?
The waiter looks at you with a lot of disdain, and he says to you in Russian, he just goes, if you would hold on a second, I can go get you the mini hot dogs and frozen mini tacos.
Do I hear that? I don't understand Russian now.
Would you like ketchup with that?
You think he offered to make you a taco? That's, I think.
Da.
He grabs the empty thing and just storms off.
Your lack of speaking Russian may be the highlight of this game so far.
I would step on your duck.
That's gonna be something that's gonna go with me for some time. Hey, don't step on your duck.
So, JC, can I
Yes.
call up floor plans on 2618 Hillcrest Drive?
Go ahead and make me a hacking.
Oh, excuse me, burst.
Oh, wow.
Let's see, so that was already 25.
Holy moly.
There's 33.
Good
All right.
Lord.
So not only were you able to pull up the original building plans, but you were also able to bring up the addendum that was made and filed with the city.
Oh, this is he put in a panic room. And there's the trap door. Is the trap door mechanical or is it radio controlled?
Well, the one thing that you see is that on the map is that you don't particularly see the trap door on there. That's not something you would usually, file with the city.
We don't want the city inspector to know about that.
Fine.
But you do see that there is a there's basically a very large patio or back porch or whatever you want to call it that pretty much overhangs the cliffs. The house is a little bit set back. You do have to kind of go down a set of steps to get to the main doorway. It is a 2-story home. From the front street level, it's basically facing like a bedroom and living room and like maybe a den. In the back, and as you go further, there's other bedrooms and such, a large kitchen and dining room, and that sort of thing. And then, it does show that there's a basement. You don't see any big things that jump out that say like weapons room or anything like that.
Shucks. Okay.
So you'll have to make your assumptions on where that might be.
So
All right. I'll share the floor plan with everybody.
can you see if there is any access from this level down to the beach below, or are we going to have to make our own way down?
Like looking for like if there's like a set of stairs or something that go
Yeah,
down.
sometimes
the
there are
cliff face.
stairs that go down to visit at the bottom. I don't know if that's the case
know,
here. Never heard
If we
that.
park the boat properly, we could rappel.
I was going to say we can just go down the trap door and
That's option 2, but I wanted to ask. I didn't want to
there's an
assume.
easier
Yeah.
way.
You can jump off the back patio and maybe aim for the water. I mean, that's
Again, bungee jumping.
Paraglider. Yeah.
If only we had a paraglider in our pants, we would be able to make this.
And that's the catchphrase for this adventure. Only I had a paraglider in my pants. Okay.
Well, Tommy could parkour down the rock face.
She
Possibly.
That would be
Yeah.
epic. The rest of us would just watch and clap.
Well, one of us got away.
So no stairs down to the beach, huh?
No, but one thing that you do note of about the house, it is in a gated community.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good to know.
So there are 2 potential angles that immediately jumped out at me for cover. We've got the dogs, and then a hot tub was mentioned.
Yes.
So dogs could be, I don't know, some kind of mobile groomer maybe, or somebody going through the neighborhood offering services. Although that could be like we would have to be a whole lot of equipment required for that. Like a truck that we'd have to paint and stuff. Anyway, hot tub was the second one I remember mentioned.
We could also conceivably scale the cliff and go up through the trap door.
Well, if it's in a
I
gated
could.
community, that implies that there's going to be a wall. It may be easier to go over a wall somewhere other than the gate and then make our way to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And if the gate is electronic, I could probably hack the system and trigger it and get us
they
there.
don't always have guards. A lot of those gates just have a key card that somebody uses to get in.
Yep.
I don't know. How
Check. Check. Call up the community on the internet. Is it a manned gatehouse up front or is it unmanned?
Yeah, a lot of times if you look up a community, you can see pictures. They show pictures of the community, like then we have security, and they'll have a picture of it.
Google satellite.
Yeah.
So if you the satellite will just it is a gated community. Obviously, there's no gates on the sea cliff because you wouldn't need one there unless you had a paraglider. But
Right in your pants.
yeah, pants. You always need pants at your paraglider because. So the wall is more facing the back, surrounding the houses in the community. The Google satellite search doesn't give you much other than just a huge, fancy black gate in the front of the entrance to the little community. And
is there a guardhouse associated
look
with
a little shack there.
Like a drive-by would be a really easy way
We could
to
do that.
figure this out.
Sure, we could do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all you can really tell from the Google.
All right, let's do that. I'll drive up there. We'll case the joint.
Do a drive-by.
I'll go along just for language purposes in case we get into trouble.
Yeah.
So Jimmy, make sure you take the appropriate precautions when you're driving. Lean way back in your chair and drive with your hand out like that.
And I will do a signal sweep as we drive by, see if I can find the signal frequency that the gate works on.
Okay.
And I'll sit there and look pretty because I have no, I'll use my infiltration skill to look for alternate means of entry if we can't go in the main way.
All right. So what I'm going to make me a hacking roll, please.
I 24. Sorry.
You're hot tonight, baby.
I'm rolling 10s on my D12s, so
Believe it or not, you actually do not get in.
Whoa! A challenge, my friend. You've been blocked.
What the? No, wait. Now.
So actually, when you try to hack in, you come up to kind of like a 404 error screen sort of thing, but you notice that the insignia on it is Russian military.
Crap. Wow. This is military grade security. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. So Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say, everyone else, go ahead and make me a perception roll.
Perception.
And then, Tommy, after that, let me know what you're going to say.
Oh, God damn it. All right.
What's the decision die? Or what's the add-on die? Decision
For this, I'm going to just say the standard D6.
Oh, I can re-roll that one at least.
Yeah.
Still. No, I didn't get it.
Okay.
I certainly didn't get it with an 8.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm somewhere in there.
Let's see. And 17.
17. Tommy, you're looking around and you see drones.
Okay. I'm going to mention that to Kaz. It's like spotting a lot of
Eyes in
air
the
activity here.
sky.
I can try, but if they're being run by the same guys that are doing that,
You may not be able to control them, but you might be able to tap into what they're looking at.
Right.
See
Yeah.
if there's an area that they're not looking into that we might be able to use.
I'll reposition the little dish that we have on top of the disc, on top of the hood of the Mercedes.
Yeah, we're not standing out at all. Not a bit.
See if I can. 23.
All right. You actually,
Seriously, it's like, dude, it's a 12, man.
you actually managed to beat it by 1. So you actually, you can get into the drone at least to look out the cameras of it.
Okay.
And it seems to be focused on 2 houses in particular. The house that you're going to, and then there seems to be another larger kind of palatial mansion sort of home in there as well. So there's a couple things that you think that might be the case. Is that there's a high-ranking military official that lives in that other house, and that the security is there for them. That or that Dimitri is actually, the syndicate is actually tied in with the government, as your kind of earlier suspicion. So
yeah.
Hey, check to see if that drone has infrared. Like if it can detect infrared, if it has an infrared option on the camera.
If it's military, you bet it can.
Yeah, it's a pretty tricked out drone.
Yeah. And that's as far as I'm getting, guys. There's no way. I'm good. I'm not that good.
They're
Right.
focusing the drones on those 2 houses. That
Yep.
means they're not watching the walls, but it may mean that there are other security measures on the walls we're going to have to take a look for if we're going to try to go over those walls.
I think,
Right.
Or
So
find another way in. People have parties all the time. We should. We've got an asset that. I mean, she runs an art gallery. It's the affluent that are buying art and not,
It's a good point.
average guy on the street. So
Good with whatever
she might
plan you
have some insight.
Yeah. Let's
All
get
right.
Zoya in on this.
Yeah, because it's about 8:00 at night by the time you do all this and everything. So Zoya will definitely, if you ask her what her input in on this is, that this is a very wealthy neighborhood. At this point, though, there is the fishing festival, and there's lots of boats in the water and such. So a lot of the people who live on the cliff face do have parties, as you suggest, to like watch the boats and watch people fish, and fireworks and other things they do for this like great event that happens. And so people will be more or less kind of gathering to do different things. It is a private community, so that's the hard part of getting yourself in there. But
Anybody out there from in there?
what do you mean?
Anybody in the gallery checking out your artwork from the neighborhood?
Let's see.
If that doesn't work out, I've got a great idea.
Well,
we know a guy that has the car that belongs to the city
councilman.
I think that might be a good way in.
Yes. If he hasn't,
It's gonna be a rough one.
He hasn't reported it's stolen yet. Hey, Dave, can you see where the city councilman lives? Maybe he lives in this neighborhood.
Oh yeah. I've got the DMV records or the equivalent in Russia for the
Where does he
license
live?
plate, so.
He does live in that community.
Ooh.
Got an idea.
Come on, Jimmy, get us a plan.
So we're gonna need Tommy to craft this story better than I can craft it. But I say that one of his friends, maybe one of his friends, because I'm sure he knows his car is stolen at this point, right? I say we return the car, right, and contact him and say, hey, we found your car. We're bringing it back to you. You owe us one.
That's cute that you think that car isn't already in pieces.
Oh,
Let's go to a chop shop. But maybe there's something in the car. If we can go to where, if we can get the guy that stole it, maybe this is gated community. Maybe there's an electronic button to open the gate.
Could be. Yeah.
And if it's so, it would be in the car.
Good idea. Maybe. Oh, we might have to buy it off of him because I would be willing to bet that's something
it's
they
a good
sell.
thing we've got about $70,000 on hand, right?
Hey, give that boy a call. Let's do it.
We also have his contact information, which could be even more valuable. I'm just saying.
All right, so you calling Vlad?
Calling Vlad.
It's like calling a friend. I'm calling a friend.
Right. Phone a friend.
So it picks up and it picks up, but no one says anything. But you can hear breathing and kind of chewing on the other end.
Vlad, it's Yuri.
Oh,
you gave us a ride this morning.
Oh, I have been sitting here in cars since you left me this morning, waiting for you to call me.
Sure you have.
I stepped out to buy burger. I like McDonald's burgers, but
they're everywhere. Have I got a deal for you, friend?
I like deals.
The car that you drove us in, is it still intact by any chance?
I've been sitting in car all day. I thought you said you called me when you need me.
Okay, well, this is good. This is good. Then, what's your normal take on a car of that nature?
This car, I'd probably get about $20,000.
Cool. Can we have it for 25?
Where do I drive it to?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. I'll call you back.
All right, waiting.
Boop. He hasn't chopped it.
Yes.
It's still good.
Wow, I can't believe he waited.
I
Yeah,
know.
I like that either. Wow.
Well,
I
Tommy,
figured he was going to be gone in like 3 seconds after we left.
Tommy, you leave an impression. You leave an
wanted-
impression.
He wants his duck in one piece.
That's right.
He obviously wanted to keep his duck in one piece.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
All
sure
right.
that's it.
So, we call the councilman, and
Well,
Why don't we just get the car and return the car to him?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We just return the car to the guy.
Use it to get in, because if it's a known vehicle, if it's got the control in it to open the gate, then we don't have to play tricky at it.
Nope.
We just need to go in.
Drive right
But
on
get the car first and then call him.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hell, I'm thinking. I wasn't even
we
thinking
need to
about
call
the
him.
fact that there might be a buzzer in that thing. We may not even need to call the guy. We just drive his car in.
That's a good point.
It's a good cover because they're not going to see anything other than what they expect to see.
Right. And I'm willing to bet it has tinted windows, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, and it's nighttime. We just drive right on in as if we're supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'd be willing to bet that this councilman actually goes to this dude's house from time to time.
Oh yeah, if you work in the city, you're going to be rubbing elbows with the syndicate.
Yeah.
You betcha.
We just pull up and walk in.
All
I don't
right.
know, that's my thought.
No, that gets us through the gate. That gets us up to Dimitri's place. I was thinking I could hack their comms and be able to at least get an idea where everybody is, but the caliber of security they've got on these things is huge. I think we're going to have to, Jack, I think this is going to be more your show than mine.
Once we get in there, we're going to have to hope we don't get spotted, but we're going to have to bring things like rope and rappelling equipment to get not only ourselves down, but we don't know if the woman we're rescuing knows how to rappel. We're going to have to be able to make a seat for her, lower her down, at least make the have the equipment to do so if that's what we're going to do.
Get some webbing.
Or
Sure.
I can get us to the dock. I can get us to the beach.
That would be great. But if things go pear-shaped, we're going to have to go off the cliff.
Okay.
And I think the cliff is actually our best bet. It'll get us out quick, and we'll minimize contact with anybody on our way back.
Okay.
Also, of note when you're looking at everything, your hidden rib is also fairly close to you on the beach below.
Yeah.
So we could just get up and
Yeah,
get back
you don't
out.
understand. Jimmy has this fantasy in his head right now of getting in this tricked out badass car and doing a chase through the fucking city while
If you only had a
in his head.
paraglider, you could go ahead and drive the car off the cliff
right.
and jump out in your paraglider while it's falling.
Jimmy's like, I can take these cops. I can do it. Give me the stick, man. Give me the stick.
No, you
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. No, the cliff is probably better. That's smarter.
All right. So do we want to do this quietly then, right?
Right.
If you want to make a little noise somewhere and cause a distraction, might not be a bad idea
Oh, I could do that.
in a different
You guys
location.
get out, and I'll take a ride through the neighborhood. The drones, maybe I can distract the drones, distract some security.
Kaz pulls out a brick of C4. This might help.
That's more what I was thinking.
If you had a drone, if you have a drone and a bomb on it, and we know that there's this other place that has all this security on it, what happens if you land the drone on the roof there and set it off? All the security runs to the other house instead of the one we're in.
That's a great idea.
And I bet we can buy a drone for $500 somewhere.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
We're gonna set this entire city on fire before we leave. Oh my God!
It's nothing like icon agents being,
Discreet.
discreet.
So I need one of you to have a skill, and you can look through your talents or come up with an idea. So it is around 10 o'clock at night, and while drones possibly could be bought from like Sharper Image or stores like that, nothing's really open at 10 o'clock at night. So
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I got
So-
nothing.
I know who we can get. We've got our young car stealing friend. What if we wanted to buy a stolen drone? Surely he knows somebody.
He might be able to hook us up.
Hey, let's activate our D4 asset. He has one.
okay.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, you have a. So if you contact Vlad back and go, hey, can you get us a drone? He goes, yes, I can. And do you meet up? Where do you meet up with him? By the way.
We need to
Probably-
need to
He's
finalize.
still in the damn parking lot. Apparently, we're going to meet him there.
There.
Oh, okay.
Actually, he can drive around and pick us up a block away. So
Yeah.
that'll be fine. We don't.
Yeah. So not right at the art gallery, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Vlad pretty much hands you the equivalent of the Fisher Price My First aerial drone.
Perfect.
That'll work.
It's plastic. It's red and yellow. A little.
Yeah.
It's got a
Cat
little
face
flashing
on it.
light on the top.
Good enough. Good enough.
Yeah.
It's not going to last very long anyway.
That's right. That's right.
The car itself has tons of French fries and empty McDonald's cups and stuff all over the place. He goes, you don't mind just cleaning that out?
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
So if you do you pay him in cash or
Give him 26 grand in rubles and thank him for his services.
oh, he's happy. He's just like,
Does he
"What?"
still have the old plates? That might be
That's
Yes.
important.
key
Let
to getting in
me-
the gate.
Good thinking. Good thinking.
He actually
Simon.
takes out several and is like looking through like a deck of cards. But, this is the one. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, thanks. And give him another grand saying, and this never happened, right?
I have no idea who you are.
There we go. That's my man.
He's like, no, really, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
You never introduce yourself.
Except
And
for the duck guy. I know the duck guy.
That guy.
years later, you look up and Vlad's basically invested all that money and is now a billionaire or
That's
something.
right. In the gated community, we're about to blow up.
Yeah.
Right, he's the new Duck Dynasty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what his enforcers say. I will step on your duck. That's their intimidation phrase.
Yeah, it becomes this new phrase in Ukraine. It's like, I don't know, it's some American phrase. It sounds intimidating.
All right. So you have the car.
Got the car. Rig up. Go ahead.
We wouldn't want to drive it through the streets with the plates of the stolen car, but when we get maybe close to the destination, switch them out.
That's easy enough. Yeah.
In a dark alley or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do notice that on the dashboard there is there's like a panel for like garage door opener and something that probably where the gate would be engaged. So
nice. Nice. All right. So the plan is we'll rig up
so we can burn it
to explode.
Right.
We go to the community. One of these buttons will open the gate. We go through the gate. Nobody bothers us because we're supposed to be there because it's the councilman's car. We maneuver the drone somewhere.
That other house that the other drones were watching.
Okay, so the likely the syndicate place
or military, whatever it is. Yeah.
Right.
Were those two houses right next to each other, or were they kind of spread out?
They're spread out. We'll say like there's a 3-house gap between the two.
Okay, that's good.
They're big houses,
So we'll set off the explosions there. We'll be in position in front of Dimitri's house. We wait and see what the response is.
He's got dogs. We may want to pick up some meat to maybe distract dogs in the back, because I can't imagine he's got the dogs inside except for the little ones.
Right.
He's probably got the big dogs somewhere else. Get them distracted. Apparently one of the bodyguards comes and opens the door if anyone signals. So that means if there's a big ruckus, one of the bodyguards is going to come out front.
Okay. And we will eliminate said guard.
Oh, yeah.
Zoya, do you have any silencers?
She says, what I have is, she points her there. She says, no, I unfortunately do not.
Get the BDSM.
Yeah.
No, if you've got
cabinet,
you
need a ball gag.
Do you have a 2-liter of drink?
I don't think. Hold on. I don't think we're going to need silencers. This is going to be I think it's going to be a smash and grab. I think I don't think we should fool around. I think we should just roll in, get the girl out of the basement, and down the side.
Okay, so we go in, take out the guard at the front door, head for the basement, get Broadholly, head for the deck, pop the trap door, rappel down, and get out.
That's what I think. That's my opinion. That's what I think.
Are we trying stealth inside? I do have that as a skill, so
I think that would be optimal. Although little yappy dogs, I think, is going to play havoc with any attempt to do so.
But we can try. I think that should be the default.
Yep, Tommy, you take point inside, and we'll back you up.
All right. So there were 2 bodyguards. One was a Japanese woman. Who?
The other one was Russian. The other one was Russian, like Sergey. He said,
Russian man, like Sergey.
Well, hopefully not like Sergey, but
maybe a little bit better at fighting.
Yeah,
probably more like the call girl's bodyguard.
Yeah,
I guess.
Or the call girl. Maybe attitude. Take you down.
I can take her.
I have. Oh, Kaz does have that video, by the way.
Okay.
The footage from that, he's holding on to that. That's in a separate flash.
About this C4, I had a thought. How much C4 do you have? How much, James? How much would he have?
He would probably have a brick. I mean, carrying anything
that's a lot.
So let's break that in half. Put half of it on the drone. Stick the other half on the gas tank of this car. When the drone goes off and everything's going down, when we're getting ready to head out, blow the car if we need to as another distraction or as another thing.
As an alternative.
Okay.
As an alternative. Instead of creating a distraction beforehand, why don't we use Tommy's idea of going stealthy, and if we need a distraction, I can trigger it. Have the drone sitting on the other side of the house, just waiting. Have the gas tank rigged as well, and we can do a boom, bang, bang, and hopefully get us a distraction that we need to get the hell out.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kind of my thought too.
I like it.
Cool.
All right.
So that's the plan.
All right. So you rig up the drone, you get everything set. Who's piloting the drone?
Is it? What would that fall under there, James?
Is that
I would.
driving?
I would probably. Well, there's actually a piloting subcategory, but if you don't have it, that would basically be based off of your tech. Well, actually, it would be based off of combat because you're trying to maneuver.
I'm very good at that. If you guys are like,
you're driving,
you're the driver, man. Now you're going to drive the drone. Whatever you do, don't hit the return to home button instead, and bring the drone back to us when it's going to go off. All right. Don't roll that one.
We'll do. All right, James, a D4 asset, right? That's the drone.
Yeah, that's the drone.
Yeah, it's the goddamn.
I don't think it has a return to home button.
This thing is drunk. All right, here we go. Okay, so I got a 7, and a 7's 14, 15.
Nice. All right. So yeah, you have full control of the drone. So are you? Are you basically getting there and then setting off the drone, or the?
Yeah. We get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it won't take long.
We're not gonna deploy the assets until we're actually in place.
All right. Okay, so yeah, and you can make it up. So once you start getting up, you have to go kind of a small hill that's like this private road that goes up to the gated area, and you can completely hear very loud, almost calypso-like music playing. You think that mixed in that calypso, you kind of hear Blondie's "The Tide Is High" kind of going on, and
this is going to be a party they never forget.
A little Jimmy Buffett going on there. Yeah, okay.
So the gates are closed, but as you're kind of pulling up, and again, it's late. You're pulling up around midnight at this point. The street is just covered with people drinking and partying from different houses, like outside. So remember, like I said, it's fisherman, it's Fish Week or whatever it is. So, and it's big
Shark Week.
Take their fish seriously here in Novostrovska.
Yeah. So they so it's there's the party going on. It looks like some of the parties are coming in from the houses that you can see, but you can easily open the gate. You get a few people who kind of look at the car with a bit of a recognition, but don't pay too much attention to it. You get some cheers as the car goes by. They can't see you anyway because everything's just all kind of darked out. So where are you going in the little community now?
Dimitri's place.
Okay.
Hey, do we have to pull right up front? I mean, there's people walking around everywhere. It wouldn't be out of character for people to be walking. We could walk up to the house. We don't have to pull up right in front of it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's basically like a community party. There's just people. I mean, there's some houses that are dark and everything, but you probably figure either they left or they're at someone else's house partying.
It would be a good idea to park the car that's going to blow up at a house that's not going to have people walking around it.
I was going to say,
or the house the car belongs to would be like, if you want to maintain cover like that, like that's where people would expect it to go.
So is that nearby?
That is nearby. Like I said, it's about 4 houses away, and it is one of the darker houses. Dimitri's house though is going on. There is lights.
There's a party going on.
Yeah.
So I'll take the car home.
Okay. All right.
And I don't think an explosion 4 houses away is going to serve as much as a distraction. Right. So why don't we just lift that charge off the gas tank and we can drop it outside the house away from people. So it'll be noisy and flashy, but not.
Okay. I'm going to, your plan is good. I'm just going to let you know that half a brick of C4
will blow a
4
house.
blocks away would be a distraction.
Oh yeah. A whole block of C4 will blow a house off of its foundation.
We're not talking a firecracker here. We're talking if it's only 4 houses away, that would be more than enough distraction. It's going to be loud and it's going to be bright.
Okay.
All right. So James, you said the house is dark, right?
Yeah, the house is dark.
Should I pull it into their garage? He probably has a garage button on here. He might not be home. Or no?
Is he along the cliffside with everybody else?
Yeah, just 4 houses down.
So what about the houses in between the mayor's house and Dimitri's?
The house. So there's the 2 that are next door. So the councilman's house and the house next to it are dark. The house next to Dimitri's has something going on, and it seems like a big community party because people are kind of coming in one door and going out the other and back and forth. So
Okay, so
we could maybe get there without even going out to the street, because I imagine these backyards are actually connected in some way.
Right.
well, the thing is that the backyards of the houses facing the cliff are air.
are on
Oh, even better.
That's a
Even
cliff.
better.
Yeah, let's take the charge off the gas tank. Let's just let the councilman have his car back. And leave it in the garage. Yeah, happy birthday for you. And close it up.
How strange is that going to be? He's going to be like,
That's
my car was
French
stolen.
fries.
And I come home and it's in the garage full of French fries.
Was I drunk on vodka and don't remember going home? What happened here?
Drunk on fish, you know.
His friend, right? Hi, I got some of that bluefish stuff, that blowfish. Got bad blowfish.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, fish slurry with vodka is just like.
And let's leave a note for him. Somebody write on a piece of paper in Russian, "We're watching you," and leave it on the dash.
Right on a McDonald's bag.
I'll leave the note, but instead I'll say a gift for you, and that's it.
That's the theme of this here. Is your lack of Russian is just a major theme in this. You think you're getting all your way, and we're just stabbing you in the back all the way through this, changing everything.
When we get back and we're done the mission, I'm telling my other friends about what we did, and I'm just like, yeah, man, I messed with people. I left a loop for 'em. I imitated this guy. My story is a whole lot different than the real story.
And JC, the last thing before we head in is I want to scale back the half a brick charge to not be something that will blow a house off its foundations, but something a little more just flash, bang, knock a wall out, baby. How about that?
That's fine. Yeah, you adjust it. The creepy eyes of the drone that, you know, when you move the drone, they open and close like a doll's eyes. And well, it's a Fisher Price thing, you know. It's cute.
Of course it is. It's cute. Yeah, that's the word. All right.
Goodbye, Wally.
I'm sure on the Fisher Price box somewhere it basically says, you know, please do not use with explosives.
Right.
We're gonna get in trouble for that.
Oh, we're gonna get a strongly worded letter from Fisher Price. Here we go. All right, Tommy, take us in. Tommy and Jack, because Jack has the infiltration, Tommy has the stealth. You guys work together, and
I'll cover the back.
Yep.
Well, I think if we're just like gonna, I don't know, follow the crowd, blend in.
We're gonna saunter in, basically. We'll have to figure out what
Act
we're
like
doing.
you've been drinking. You know.
Oh shit! So there's a party going on.
We're
in
going
his
to
house.
the mayor's house. Let's pick up some drinks before we actually get outside. Have our props in hand.
But he might have a security system, and that'll be a whole thing. We can just grab stuff and go. Like, these people's houses are open.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll grab some K cups or the red cups and stuff, and yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, dos vidania. Hey,
duck. Anybody got duck? They say duck in Russian.
I mean, honestly, it's easy. Like, as soon as you kind of walk by, someone will offer you some form of like narcotic or alcohol. So you can easily fill up before you get to Dimitri's house.
Sweet.
The double doors are open. The garage is actually open to it as well, and there's just people kind of mingling in and out. Do you enter Dimitri's home?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, you kind of enter into a large living room, and there's a sound system going on. There's a DJ there. There's people dancing. There's at least probably about 20 people in the living room alone. Some people are just basically doing coke off mirrors. People are drinking, talking, dancing.
Coke off other people.
We should have
Yeah.
grabbed that.
Crazy time.
yeah, damn it.
There's a full bar, that sort of thing.
I guess that's the takeaway from this. When you find Coke, you take it with you. Like,
So
I'm sure you can pick up some right here. It's not like you need to bring it. You can just get some right here.
Yeah. We know the way to the cellar, the stairs down to the cellar. We'll head in that direction.
All right. Are you all heading or?
Discreetly, we'll spread out a little bit. We'll mingle, but we're all kind of making our way in that way. You know.
I'm going to be doing the whole Overwatch thing a little bit. I'll be sticking a little bit to the side to try to spot where the security people are.
Yeah, you hear like 50s rock music playing from down in the basement as you kind of walk to the door going down. There are people coming up and down. If you go down the stairs, there's a big pool table. There's a jukebox playing like Duke of Earl, and people just kind of
the clock.
God, make it sound like 80s Soviet Russia here. Everyone's listening to 50s music and they all wear blue jeans.
Wearing my blue jeans.
So anyway, people are playing pool and drinking. There are other doors and things that lead out. Like basically, it's a finished basement with doors that might lead to utility and things like that. But there are a lot of people around. No one's particularly paying attention to you at the moment. So what do you do?
Just to ask the question, where do we think the trapdoor is? Because it would be nice not accidentally setting off the trapdoor.
It's on the deck.
It's on the balcony, right?
Yeah, it's on the deck.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yep.
All right.
So you guys check the doors. I'm gonna make a distraction.
I'm gonna grab Jimmy like through all of this because his his language skills are not great. I'm just gonna like have hold of his arm and just be like the drunk giggly girlfriend kind of leading him around.
That helps. In case somebody says to me,
So I'll go in the middle of the pool room and say, "Holy!" in decent Russian with a faint accent. Holy crap, look at this, and pull a 500 ruble bill out from behind some guy's ear. Dude, you need to clean up more. You need to shower more. Look at that. Holy crap.
You get more kind of a drunk bro response from them.
There we go.
Just going, man, your parents got so much in Russian. They say, man, your parents got so much money. You got
falling out of your ears, man.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, look. Hey, and grab some pool balls up there and do the David Bowie. Hey, check this shit out. Yeah. Oh, it's gone. Where did it go? Oh, it's in your pants. Holy crap! Look, there's a pool ball in your pants.
Well, first, give me a sleight of hand illusion there, because I'll say the money thing was really easy because you're just
sure.
going,
Yeah. Okay, so that is reflex. That is a D12 for
and a D6. Yeah.
And a D6. Okay.
Yep.
2D6 and a D12. Oh, okay. That's a 12. Oops.
All right. So yeah, the balls go all over the place. And everything. But
That's
everyone's
probably even better than if you get what you wanted to.
they one of them actually kind of grabs you and goes, you. And so you're having a bro moment over there with the guys at the pool table.
And making it big and loud and getting all the eyes looking over here.
Now this is down in the basement, right? We're already down in the basement. Okay.
Yep. Jack, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Do we see either of the bodyguards or
you do not.
So there's no door or anything that anyone's like not letting anyone go through.
All the doors are closed. It doesn't look like anyone's going through any of the doors. Because it's a pretty big pool area, like a pool room, billiards area, arcade. There's some old Galaga machines over in a corner.
Nobody's looking at those doors right now, are they?
I have an idea. I got an idea. Look.
Okay.
You're short. You're very short. I'm kind of a big guy. So we'll walk over because we're walking together, right? And then you kind of like just slip behind me and try the doors. They won't see you. I can like block it with the body as we're just like kind of talking and hanging out. And that way I'll run cover so you can like check the doors. It doesn't look like we're checking the doors.
Okay.
And to answer your early question, I'm sticking near them, but keeping an eye out for the security.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and do your door checks. Give me 3 stealth rolls.
Stealth. Me or Tony?
Tommy.
Tommy. Okay.
Let's see. So that's just. Let's see.
So it's going to be your reflex, your stealth skill, and I'm going to give you a D8 as the decision die, just because it's loud and no one's really paying attention.
Because they're looking over here.
They're
That
looking
is-
for the paraglider in your pants.
That's right.
That's a 14.
Oh, easily. So give me 2 more. So I'm sure when you report this back to Icon, it's going to sound completely serious. It's like, it was clean. We went in and
That's right.
So
We distracted the civilians. And,
that's a 22 plus a burst. So, wow.
Ooh.
32.
Jimmy,
For the
you lost
second
sight of
one.
her. She's
Don't
gone.
worry.
She
don't
disappeared.
That was a
worry
lot.
about don't worry about making the other roll. You open one and it's basically like the laundry room. Nothing exciting. There's a couple making out in there. That's about it. You open another one. It's just like a closet that has like cleaning supplies and whatever storage area. But the third door that you open leads to a small, like a concrete hallway that goes maybe about 10 feet and ends in a door.
All right. I'm gonna go through that one
All right, you
and
bringing
kind of
Jimmy with you?
tug on his shirt. Yeah. It's like
All right.
this way
slip
is
in.
unoccupied.
All right. I'll slip in and shut the door.
Okay.
I'll go plant myself on the other side of the door so that I'm ready to react if they yell, but I'll block anybody else from going in.
And I'll
There's
say,
a
I'll say, I'm sorry. I'll say on the mic, hey, Kaz, we think we're in.
all
Keep 'em
right.
busy.
As soon as you close the door behind you, like little LED lights go on, illuminating the hallway, and at the end of the hallway, you can see a metal door.
James, is there a lock on this door from this side?
It doesn't look like there's one from that side. No.
Okay. All right. We'll keep going then.
All
All
right.
right. So the door at the end of the hall, then, is that one locked?
It does seem to be. It seem to be locked.
And what kind of lock is it? Is it like
It looks like some sort of magnetic lock, possibly.
let's see. I'm trying to what would that is there some kind of pin code that you would need, or is it more like a safe, or how?
It's probably something that's locked from the inside. Now, your character is a thief, so I'm going to assume that you have a B&E kit that would possibly have the things you need to get past that.
Okay.
But you still have to make a roll. I mean, it just
Right.
All right. So, James, what skill would this fall under, do you think?
this would fall under lockpicking. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. So let's see. That's a D10 for lockpicking, and then is that
So
a
it'd be-
tradecraft task? that be?
It would be your lockpicking skill, your specialty skill. Then that would fall under probably reflex to get that going. And I'm going to say that I'm going to give you a D4 for the asset, because while you have little things on you, you probably don't have what you would actually need to get through a magnetic thing. So you might be going, if I rub these 2 hairpins, it'll cause a magnetic force to.
Okay.
JC, just real quick, is there any mechanic in the system for anyone helping Tommy, or Tommy allocating more time, or anything to improve the role?
There is an aid. So pretty much what it is that. So what is your? Well, first of all, what is your background? Because that might give you a bonus there.
That's going to give you a bonus.
Well,
Me?
yeah, go ahead, sir.
So my background is that lockpick. Well, my dad was a locksmith.
Okay, so
yeah.
you have a criminal or whatnot as your background. So
Yeah.
so that's going to allow you to roll 2 your attribute dice, take the higher.
Okay.
That's
And what we can do is if Jimmy has the appropriate skill, or a skill that would fit into it, we can definitely raise your specialty die up 1 die.
Probably not. I mean,
Get electronics?
I do not. I have I can hotwire
Hotwire.
a car, and
Yeah.
my background
just-
is mechanic.
All right. So the background mechanic. So what do you have for your die for lockpick?
D10.
All right, it's a D12 now.
Okay. All right.
So
And over comms, I would definitely like say, okay, we got a lock here. It's a magnetic in nature. Gonna give it a shot. All right. All right. So that is. Let's see. 9.
And she can roll her asset twice and pick the top one, right?
Yep.
Yep.
roll
Or
the
no, attribute.
attribute die. Roll it twice. Take the top
Yeah.
one.
Okay. So that's a 14 then.
Okay. So
And
that's
James, just so you know, as she was finishing that up, I'm taking I have a backpack that I'm wearing, not like a travel bag, like a
Man purse.
I'm taking that off, unzipping it, and pulling out my
paraglider.
no my FNP 90.
Okay.
Which
It's
is
go time.
nicknamed the Duck.
Right.
I'm pulling out the Duck.
I pull out the duck.
You hear a click, and the door handle, which is kind of just one that you open like it's a handle that you could just push down on. Now actually isn't locked.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. We're in, guys.
I'm going to make a motion for Kaz to start heading our direction.
Okay. And I'll start wrapping up. Hey, all you crazy kids.
All right, so we'll go with
Crazy
Tommy and
kids.
Jimmy, and then I'll start pulling people in as you're kind of wrapping up. So the door opens, and it looks, well, you can see into the room, although the room is bigger than the doorway actually. So basically, the door, it's almost like the hall continues another 2 or 3 feet and then opens up into a bigger room. But what you can see ahead of you is Agent Broadholly, who is basically tied to a chair, beat up. I mean, really badly beat up.
Okay.
And
No
it's
one
a
else in the
very,
room?
very dim light. Well, you can't see beyond the other.
Okay.
Got
Yeah.
blind spots.
Yeah, you
Right.
got blind spots.
Doors and corners.
All right. So
forget
I've got my 22. I'm not taking out, like, I think Jack took the Glock, so I've just got my little 22 here. And do what I can to check the blind spots and kind of slowly open the door a little more until Jimmy can maybe see inside as well.
So
Okay.
are you just opening the door and looking from the door, or are you opening the door and then moving in to look for blind spots, Tommy?
Looking from the door before moving in.
Okay, you don't see anything at that point.
All right. Big guy, you want to go first?
I got it. I go in.
Okay. I'm going to give you a perception roll.
Okay. Perception. So that's that, and that. Asset.
Asset, we'll say it's a D4.
D4, yeah, because it's dark, right?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, 8.
All right. So Jimmy's kind of like walking out. He has his gun
Wait.
ready.
James, I'm going to activate one of the things because this is. I feel like this is important.
Uh-huh.
You know how we get those luck points?
Yes, fortune points. So you
Fortune
have
points.
fortune points. So I guess I should have mentioned that before. Fortune points will allow you to do a reroll. You're not 100% sure how many you have. You're going to
Right.
have anywhere between 1 to 6. So you can use them to do reroll. You can use them to soak damage if you get shot. However, if you run out of them, you don't know how many you have.
A lot of times, though, you're get out of death free cards. So you
Or
you
your
hang on to
avoid
them.
setting off all the alarms card.
So I'm going to spend one this time because I feel like going into a dark room where there might be a guy with a gun who could blow my brains out would probably be a bad thing to miss.
Or 2.
Or 2, yeah. Yes, much better. 14.
All right. So you are actually allowed to react.
Okay, good.
Yay!
Yeah, that's a good thing.
So you're walking, like I said, the door basically to your right. There's still a bit of wall before it opens up to the wider room.
Mhm.
So kind of as you're walking through, you kind of just get a glimpse of the Japanese woman with a huge machete who is just coming down on your arm. So
Okay.
You want to give her a hand?
No, I do not want to give her a hand. I definitely do not want to give her a hand.
all right, so you're going to be able to react to basically kind of pull back
Okay.
as basically it comes down and misses your hands altogether, and she just
Okay.
kind of spins it with one hand back in kind of a martial arts pose.
Right. Okay.
And what are your action points at this point?
I have D10 action points.
Oh, nice. All right,
I'm
so
a quick dude.
you are both you're both at D10, so it's going to
Okay.
be a. So what are you doing? What's your intention?
Pull the trigger and blow her away.
Okay,
No
I am
subtlety
playing with somebody.
there.
I'm not playing with somebody with a sword. Hell with that.
so you're doing this basically as a snapshot.
Yeah, just. I have
Okay.
it's an automatic weapon.
Okay, so there's two ways to fire a gun in the game. You can do a
Okay.
snapshot, or you can do an aim and snapshot. So the thing is that when you do the snapshot,
Mhm.
you don't get the asset die for the weapon.
Okay.
You can only get that asset die when you're doing
Okay.
an aim shot.
So I would just have to rely on my reflex and my
Your
Combat.
reflex and your combat, or your, if you
Right.
have a specialty for that.
Okay.
And also, so you're going to go ahead and shoot. She is also going to do not a snapshot, but it's a martial art. It's not a martial art. It's basically a melee attack, which is also 4 action points.
Okay.
So you're shooting as she's coming down. It is simultaneous, but
Oh boy. Hey. All right. Okay. So I get that, and I get that. No asset. Right.
Yep.
Nice. So that's my reflex. 24.
Sweet.
I burst, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So are you going full auto or 3-round burst, or do you know what your?
I'll do 3-round burst. I was saying a full auto, but 3-round burst is what you do.
Okay. All right. And their reflex is actually goes down by 1, and depending on what their defense roll is, for every 3 points over, that's how many bullets hit. But with that roll, I have a feeling that
It'd be all 3.
She's going down.
She will get this.
This is my Indiana Jones moment.
Oh wow! So yeah, 3 hits you're gonna hit her with 3 bullets. So
Okay. That does. We're at point blank range. Oh damn! I wish I had the Desert Eagle in my hand instead.
yeah, because that's a lethal, I think.
Yeah. At point blank range, it's just F, fatal.
Fatal, yep.
All right, so that's okay. This still does a ton of damage. All right, ready?
Uh-huh.
First bullet. We'll do 8 points.
Wow. All right.
Second bullet
Center mass.
does 20 points.
Oh, in the head.
Third bullet does 20 points.
Holy moly!
You do rip her to
God.
shreds.
Yeah.
You do rip her to shreds. However, since it was a
This is
simultaneous,
Yep.
she would have been able to try to come down on you. So
Okay.
what you're going to need to do for me is you're going to defend.
Okay.
So it is going to be your reflex.
Reflex.
It will go since it will be your combat, or if you have anything else like hand to hand or something that might.
Let's see. I do have hand to hand.
All right. And I'll allow you to roll a d4. I'm just giving everyone the standard d4 for martial arts because we didn't really go into that. So
Right. Okay. 14.
all right, they get a 19, which
Okay.
is going to be 14.
5.
5 plus
Right.
the machete, which is actually another 5. So
Woo!
So she cuts
me
into
good.
you for 10.
Okay.
All right. So just to let you know, on your character sheet, you're going to see there's a bunch of little bubbles underneath
Under
the
health?
thing.
Yep.
Yep. So based on your pulse, that's how many of those that you can take. So basically, if you have a D6 pulse, you have the lines over D6 and D4. All those above it are not there.
Right.
So, Jimmy, Pete, what was your pulse?
So my pulse is a D. I'm a big dude, so I got a D10 pulse. So
Yeah.
my whole first row just got taken out.
Yeah.
So it's a good cut.
So yeah, so you just see Jimmy just get sliced down the front, but the woman is pretty much missed at this point.
Dude, you shot the duck out of her.
Oh God!
All right.
All right. So, yeah, hidden behind him, I didn't really see much of that, and plus it's dark.
But it was loud.
Yeah.
Well, that would be my initial, like, hearing the gunfire, like, immediately, like, checking for, like, if there was any alarms or anything that might have been triggered, like, checking the music, seeing like crowd noise or something, like.
Well, on the outside, you hear bang, bang, bang. So one thing that Tommy would probably think is that the door is soundproof. So if you guys would have closed the door behind you, like, no sound would have been heard. But since there's a bang, 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 now there's screaming, which I guess adds to like, and so yeah, all the bro things, everyone's just like, did you hear that? And starting to like freak out and scatter.
Fireworks!
And
I think they're setting off fireworks upstairs, is what I immediately say.
Bang, bang, bang! Come on, bang, bang, bang! Hey!
Now might be a
Fireworks!
good time for that
Everyone loves
distraction.
Fireworks!
Dang. So I'm trying to get him to dance to the rhythm of the bullets, people.
We'll see how this plays out for us.
There's some drunk people there who just like, yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Other people are running up the stairs, though.
Okay.
I'm expecting there's going to be trouble, so I'm going to find cover behind the pool table, so that when somebody comes down that stairs, I'll be set up with my MP5K waiting for them.
Okay.
Okay.
And so you're sorry, Kaz, are you just?
I'm going to make a point. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to make myself so that I am, when security does come down, I'm the guy they see, and I'm the guy they're paying attention to.
All right. And what are you two doing? Are you untying Agent Broadholly?
I'm covering.
Okay.
I don't know, in case there's some kind of like hidden nook or hidden door. I don't know.
Maybe you should bind that wound, eh?
She is in really bad. I mean, she probably wouldn't be able to run out of here by herself.
Yeah, so I'm gonna untie her and try to help her up.
Okay. So that's what you're doing there.
I was actually asking Jimmy, 10 points of damage, how bad is your bleeding? Do you need to tie something up here, bud?
I'll be all right.
All right. So just as expected, so Jack and Kaz, you're hiding behind the thing. Kaz, you're just kind of still making distractions. You see two guys come running down the stairs with Uzis.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
But I shoot. But I shoot.
And I'll back away.
I'll give you the surprise round, because as soon as they come down, they point at you and they're just kind of confused, kind of looking around. But Jack, you're going to go ahead and take a shot before we go into. Okay.
Let's see here. I've got small arms fire.
All right.
That's based off of combat, so I guess it's D8.
Well, it'd be reflex and then your small arms fire.
Yeah.
And what's the die?
The asset is going to be based on your weapon. At right now, they are at
MK5. Where is it?
I'm going to say they're not at close range, so they're probably at medium range.
It doesn't have asset dies written on here. I guess it's I don't know. It's not written on the character sheet. I don't know.
It's wherever your accuracy adjustment is.
It's the accuracy.
It's your accuracy. I'm sorry. That's what the asset die is.
Okay, which range am I at then?
You are going to be at I'm going to say you're at medium, because they're just coming down the stairs.
Die 4 then.
Wait a minute, hey James, I think that would be close range. It's in a room, right?
It's a pretty big room. They're just kind of coming down the stairs, so yeah.
Okay. Close range and close, and they're both die 4s. It doesn't matter. Close and medium is both die 4, so it would make no difference. There we go. That is 16.
All right. I'm not even going to make a defense roll. Well, actually, I get to roll a d6. I know the rules are kind of wonky that way, but yeah, let's go. Woohoo, a 3. No, you definitely blow past them. Give me damage.
Damage. It's not written down here. I don't know what it is.
Would it be under medium damage adjustment?
I've got a damage adjustment.
Yep, that's what that is.
Yep.
Okay.
Whatever your medium is.
2d10.
Okay.
16.
Oh,
16.
Goodbye.
Yeah. You shoot one guy center mass in the chest, and he goes flying back in the air. So we're going to start now at the top. We're looking at those who have action points of 8 or higher.
I do.
8 or higher. All right. Are you doing a snapshot or are you doing an aim shot?
I will do a snapshot because I figure that he's going to be coming on me pretty fast.
All right. They're going to start at, because there's just one left. He's going to start at 4. He's going to he starts at 6, so he won't actually be able to go till 2. So you're going to get that second shot off.
Okay.
All right. So, hey, James, while he's doing this, I'm throwing the girl over my shoulder and I hand Tommy my my rifle.
Okay.
Or the weapon.
The duck.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
And Tommy the duck.
Well, might be a really great time for that distraction, guys.
My second shot's not so great. A 7.
All right. So that is going to, that will actually, now that they're aware, 7 could still do it, but no, actually, you missed the second time. Unfortunately, he is going to go and try to spray Kaz. Because
he obviously hates you and your whole act with balls in the air. Oh my God.
Here's the
shoot like a tourist.
All right, but you're behind the pool table, right?
I am.
Okay.
He is. I was right at the bottom of the stairs trying to be the thing that they look at so Jack would get a drop on him.
All right, so he's going to move past Kaz, and you're still going to have cover either way on this. So I want you to go ahead, and he's doing a snapshot with the Uzi, so that's a feat within itself. So I want you to go ahead and make me using your reflex die.
Okay.
Your combat, and I will say that the pool table, it's pretty big, a D6.
All right. 13.
8. Actually, 13. So you are going to be hit. However, since he is doing a 3-round burst, only one bullet is going to hit with the Uzi at medium range.
It's not going to be that much damage, I don't think.
Actually, it is going to be 2d10.
Oh, that is a lot of damage.
It's okay. Most of it is splinters from the pool table.
2d10. That's not good.
He only does 8 points, though.
Okay. Is the health sheet supposed to have a D4 level on it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because it didn't. When I printed it out, it didn't print a D4 level. It
only
printed all the way down to D6, but then cut it off.
And what's your pulse?
It is where is my
D10
8,
probably.
D8.
D8. All right, so you're doing so basically that top row's gone. You took a bullet wound, but it's survivable. It's not like it's it hurts.
How many points was it?
8.
I'm marking them off on here.
Yeah, so
I
basically
I mark off all the D4 and then 4
No,
more.
start at D8.
Start at the top, the D8.
Oh, start at the top. Okay.
Yeah.
So what the thing behind this is that also affects your pulse score. So now that row on 8 is gone, your pulse is theoretically a D6.
Okay.
Going and then D4 and then obviously out. So yeah, they managed to get you through the table. It hurt like hell, but you're still up. You're bleeding though. Kaz, were you gonna jump in? Do you want to do anything? Or
you got a knife on you, buddy? Got a knife?
I'm getting the fuck out of the way. Dude, there's no way I can. No, I am dodging. If the guy that Jack blew away if his Uzi is lying about,
It is.
I will grab that and dive for cover and stay out of Jack's firing range. And next round, I might consider taking an aim shot on Yahoo if he's still alive.
Okay. We're going to Jimmy and Tommy. So you guys hear Uzi spray as you're kind of making your way out. That door is closed to the pool room. What do you want to do?
Are there any other doors? It's just that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I will go up to the door. I'm gonna open it just a little bit so I can look through and get an idea of what's going on.
So you see, you see Cass like diving in the air with an Uzi. You see Jack behind a pool table. He's bleeding. And you see one guy basically at the base of the stairs with an Uzi who's just looking incredibly pissed off.
Let's see. Yeah. Hey, somebody blow that drone before more guys get down here. And then let's see. I just have my I don't have the stats for the gun that I was given.
I'll tell you what it is.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll try to I don't want to open the door all the way because I still want to be able to have some cover, but enough that I can like stick the barrel of the gun and like kind of aim it at this other guy.
All right, so this is happening at the end of this round. So door opens, you look, you take your rifle, take your shot. So it's going to be your reflex. It is going to be your combat unless you have a long arms specialty skill, which probably don't. And
no.
Okay, and then
D4.
what is a D4?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's not great. That's only 7.
Well, let's see what he gets.
Yeah, he could roll terrible.
He got a 6.
Oh, wow.
You winged him.
So 2d8.
Oh, you might
2d8.
have killed him. Holy crap.
You might have.
7.
Whoa.
7 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
66. Actually, you shoot him like just you can definitely tell you've broken ribs or something like that. He is still up though.
Okay.
He just stumbled. He's basically like, "Arr."
But now he's in a crossfire.
Yep. But he's hired to die. That's his job.
The health benefits for being a minion, not so great.
Not so great.
Because if he turns and runs now, Jack is going to plug him in the back.
Yeah. So, Tommy, what is your action point at?
D6.
Okay. So, Jack is still going to be able to get off that first shot, unless Kaz wants to jump into this fray.
I'm a D6 too for.
Okay.
No.
What die am I rolling again here?
All right. So you're going to be doing the D4, and then you're going to be rolling your small arms, and then your reflex.
12.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean, honestly, at this point, considering like he's got a 4. So yes, please do some damage.
Blat. 2d10. Punk.
10.
Yeah, he goes flying backwards with that shot, dead. So at this point, you have a bunch of people down in the pool room who are freaking out because there is actually now a gun battle going on.
Yeah.
The stairs going out are completely clear, and you hear just like running and general pandemonium on the upper level.
Set off. Do like Tommy said. It's
Yes!
time to set off the bomb on the drone.
All right, who's setting it off?
Go
Kaz
for
Who's
it.
our pilot? That would be Jimmy.
No, I don't have the controller.
You're the pilot. You were supposed to be flying the drone.
Oh, okay. I already no. I set it on the roof. I just didn't.
Oh, okay. Then I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. Bloop.
yeah. You don't want to trust me with the controller of the bomb.
What was this button? What did I just push this button? What happened here?
You don't want to give that to me.
So there is a loud bang outside and more intended screaming, and you hear things breaking because of the shaking of the buildings around it. So, what are you guys doing?
Let's get out of here.
Get out. Let's go.
Yep.
All right.
Big point. Who's got the climbing gear?
I probably have some of it. We probably
Actually,
broke it up because I had a
Tommy
bag.
Tommy,
we probably
you're-
broke it up.
Yeah,
I
okay.
would have some of it in my bag,
Yeah.
and he would
I had
have
some
some
in
of it
my
in
bag.
All right,
his.
let's head for the trap door.
Okay.
All right. So you run outside, like, again, you're kind of fighting through people, getting through. You have Agent Broadholly over your shoulder. You get out to the porch. You see that you see the trap door because it's open.
Oh,
You don't see Dimitri, but you see his big bodyguard about to go down. And he has a pistol in one hand. So you guys have your action on him before he can respond.
I'm going to try to
him.
shoot him.
It's a real shame that we all have weapons in hand.
Right.
Right now. Not going to end well for the bodyguard.
All right. He doesn't see you. Otherwise, he does have a 10, just like Jimmy, on that action point. So I'm just going to say that at this point, if you're all like pulling guns and are just going to blow the hell out of him, that's easily accomplished. You just kind of open fire and he just falls.
Excellent. Let's close and see what they're climbing down.
I
be
bet
funny
you.
if he-
I bet you the supervillain has a paraglider.
It would be funny if he fell on Dimitri.
Well, actually, no. As you come down, you see a rope ladder that's going
nice.
down, and you also see Dimitri like look and frantically trying to climb down it.
Oh, we can shoot that guy.
Yeah, you go ahead and shoot him. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I got this other brick of C4.
Yeah, just open up. Bop, 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 bop. You got an
Yeah,
automatic
but
weapon.
we could use the rope ladder to climb down, and then we won't have to do
fine. Go ahead and shoot him.
Ruin our fun.
So, Tommy, you're going to shoot him with the rifle?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
All right, go for it.
So
click
that's
that
the
baby
same
on
as it
automatic.
was for the last guy, right?
Are we
Yep.
at close range
Should he-
now? Or...
No, he's like way down there.
okay,
so,
medium range. Okay,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be medium.
Actually,
So
guys, we've got climbing gear.
Yeah.
We
Pull out a
do, but
knife.
if we can
Ow.
kill this guy while he's still running, we should.
That's what I'm saying. If I cut the rope, he falls.
No, no.
How far
Just
from the
shoot
bottom
him.
is he?
Shoot him.
Fine, shoot him.
Yeah, shoot him.
so is it still a D4 or is it something else?
It's gonna be a D4. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
reflexes, combat, and a D4.
Okay.
Well, while she's shooting, I got a question for you. Is
Sure.
there if we go to the edge of the deck, can we see down if we look over the edge and see this person? Is it only restricted
no,
to one of us
it's-
shooting? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's restricted to one or two. If you can probably get two around the trapdoor.
Then I'll help her shoot if there's room for a second.
All right,
Okay.
let's see what Tommy
It's
does.
only a 12 for me.
All right, so that's just, it's windy. He's kind of like going.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jack, go ahead.
I have which one is the reflex die? I burst on it's the reflex dice room, right?
That's the one you would burst on if you
I
did.
burst on that one, so let me roll it again. 7. It's like 23.
Nice. Just give me some damage.
What range?
now-
This is like what range?
It's medium range.
Medium range.
Okay.
So James, if he got a burst, is that going to give him any kind of effect?
8.
It is.
Okay.
You got an 8. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say, just with a burst, like usually something fantastic happens, and we are close to time, or a little over time. So yeah, you shoot him, and it's not enough to kill him, but it's enough to jerk his arm back, and you see him in that like tragic villain dying thing. He can't hold on to
Wilhelm
it. and he
scream.
Yeah, well, that's,
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yippee-ki-yay!
and you see him his body hit a rock and just fold
Folds in
unnaturally
half.
backwards.
Oh. Ooh.
All right. Is there something at the bottom of the rope, like a boat or something he was going to?
No, but so you're not
Our
100%
boat's there.
sure what he was going to run to. He was just trying to get away and run along the beach. I mean, that's
But our boat's close by, right?
yeah. You drop down and you walk like 20 feet. And,
Sweet.
And it's
I'm
easy
gonna-
to find.
I'm going to
because it's
provide
not
cover for
disguised at all.
everybody else is going to be going out of here. They're going to head down. I'm going to go ahead and find a place to cover them. I'll be the last out, making sure they get out.
okay.
Okay.
And yeah, there's really, because honestly, at this point, there's police. There's all kinds of things going on outside.
Roof's on fire.
Yeah, so everyone can easily get to the rib, and get on it and get Agent Broadholly back to the Alexandria, and mission
Get medical
accomplished.
treatment.
Yep.
Woo! We did it.
And we'll totally tell them that none of this ever happened. You know, fire, don't know anything about a bomb. What?
It was probably some unrelated incident. I don't know. There's a lot of security on that place.
That's right. It was a party. It was crazy. There's fireworks, man. You know.
But we did a good deed. We got somebody their car back that was stolen.
Yes.
Right.
And it smells like French fries, but that's okay.
We earned some karma points for this one. There should be karma points.
we left Sergey alive. I mean, you know.
Yeah, and you know,
good guys.
Vlad's gonna have a startup soon, and
that's right.
I'm gonna raise some ducks.
So you can step on them. Yeah.
Everybody, good job. So hopefully everyone had a great time.
Yeah,
it was great.
Outstanding. Thank you, JC.
Hey, wait,
all right.
Let's make sure we tell the folks where we can find you all. You all do stuff. You make things. You sell things.
We do.
Go ahead. We'll start, Dave, with you. Let us know where we can find you.
Probably the best place to look for stuff that I do is at the Archivos website, archivos.digital, online story development and presentation tool for today's storytellers. Check that stuff out.
And just so you all know, it's not just story writers, it's role players running campaigns and stuff. It's storytellers. You can make worlds, you can attach people to locations. It's got timelines, it's awesome. It's really cool.
That's right. Peter's a user, man. He's an
Yes.
Archivos user.
Yes, it's good.
All right, Starla.
You can find me on all sorts of social media, but everything is linked at starlahutchton.com. That links to, my profile on ECX. If you want to hire me to narrate something, links to my design website, designbystarla.com, and all of my books and things, and links to social media you can find there as well.
And Starla, you do book covers and stuff, so you would do RPG covers if there was somebody making an RPG book, right?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. And also, I read one of Starla's books. That was there's so many books out there to read. I'm sorry, I've only read one of them, but it was a very good book. It was like a love letter to Firefly.
Mick Write the Arrows, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good book. It was a really good book. So if you like Firefly at all, you'll love this. It's awesome.
Awesome. And Terry.
You can find me on Amazon.com. It's where I sell my science fiction. I just published a new book today, Spoils of War. It's an Imperial Marine story. Very far future science fiction. And you can find me at terrymixon.com as well.
Yep. And you have Dead Robot Society podcast.
I do.
You do. Yeah.
I do the Dead Robot Society writing podcast as well.
That's good.
Paul Cooley.
Yeah.
Awesome.
With Paul Cooley.
Pete.
I'm just go to TSR. You guys been watching TSR? You're probably watching it right here, right now. I will say this: we've got a couple products coming out extremely soon, maybe even one at the end of this month. A new adventure called The Drop. We're going to try and get it done by the end of this month, and maybe even also as well Rendezvous Oasis, which is another adventure that we've written that will either be this month or very early August that you'll be able to buy.
All right, awesome. And as I said, I'm JC. I'm the host of Show Us Your Crits. We do a lot of virtual tabletop streaming RPGs. You can, if you want to support our cause, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/Grindhouse Media. And that's actually spelled kind of in a German GRINDHAUS media. You can find us on YouTube at Grindhouse Media and Facebook at... Actually, I'm sorry, at YouTube at Show Us Your Crits, and on, I don't even know my social media anymore, and on Facebook, you can find us at Show Us Your Crits Media. So anyway, I'm going to ask our guests to just stay on after we close out, just so we can just do a quick chat afterwards. And for everyone else, thank you for attending, and we'll see you next time.